And here we go on a Tuesday, MJ and part of the crew. It's just Fester and me here at 6 o'clock.
Oh, Roxanne's on her way.
She's right Roxanne's walking in. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. It's hold on. Why you rolling your eyes there, Rox, as you walk in?
Because I just dropped everything in the hall.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, if you not rush and be a little more relaxed, like I rolled in at 5:30 this morning, and I feel
Good
very.
for you. I'll be here till 3.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
Yeah. All right.
Froggy is not here today. I saw texts when I woke up this morning, and let me share Froggy's text.
It was early, too.
Yeah, Froggy texted into the group, including me, Froggy, Fester, Roxanne, and Andrew, our producer. And Froggy texted in at 4:28 this morning. Froggy texted in, "Sorry, guys, I can't make it in today." I wonder why Froggy can't make it in. I wonder if it has anything to do with me telling him to go to Walgreens or wherever and go get a neck collar after his car wreck. And, there's something interesting. I want to try to get the details. I don't think we're going to get them from Froggy, because you realize when Froggy calls in sick, we can never get him on the phone. Ever, ever, ever. We can't. And I always have to resort to trying to get his wife, Kim, on the phone, which I will try to do later on. I'll call Kim, probably around 7:30, 7:45. I think that's the time she's taking the kids to school anyway. So maybe I can get the story from Kim. But interestingly, folks, if you don't know the deal, if you were not listening at this time yesterday, Froggy had a car wreck. And Froggy got plowed into by some woman coming from the side from a fast food restaurant parking lot onto Hillsborough. And the way Froggy described things, now the police did not issue any tickets. Cops did not give a ticket to Froggy, didn't give a ticket to the woman. But the way Froggy explained things, and I had Froggy draw a diagram, which I had held up to the MJTV camera, I called it. I'm clearly an accident investigator. So
Clearly.
I called it. I'm like, Froggy, if you're in the left lane of travel and this woman comes from a parking lot on private property onto Hillsborough Avenue and then plows into your front end and you're in your lane of travel, you have the right of way. I'm like, I'm assigning blame 100% to this woman. No tickets were issued. But here's the update. I did hear from Kim yesterday, and Kim, Froggy's wife, texted me and said the insurance company determined that Froggy was not at fault and that the other driver was at fault. Now, what's interesting here is that they both have the same insurance company. So Froggy has Progressive, and the woman that plowed into Froggy has Progressive. So it's like Progressive on Progressive.
Yeah.
So that's the story.
Be happy she has insurance, and he, like so many people, you get an accident. Person you get in an accident with doesn't even have insurance.
Yeah, well, you got a lot of uninsured motorists, running around Florida. That's probably one of the reasons why the insurance rates are jacked up so high. But I wanted Froggy to, roll in and wear a neck brace. And I sent a message to Kim last night. I'm like, did Froggy listen to this? Listen to this. I want to get clarification on this later on. But I sent the text back to Kim. I said, did Froggy go to the drugstore to get one of those, neck collars so we could kind of, amp things up on MJTV? And listen to this. Kim said, no, Froggy doesn't want to do that. Wait a minute. We're talking about the guy that has jumped off ladders through folding tables, like a little girl's lemonade stand type table. Froggy has jumped off a ladder onto his back and collapsed tables, doing all his stunts and crazy stuff. And Froggy doesn't want to come in with a neck collar on for like a little, added drama and a little, a little radio shtick.
I think you're underestimating how personal this is to Froggy.
What do you mean? I'm underestimating how personal it is to Froggy. All right, so here's the deal. I said, what? Why doesn't he want to wear a neck collar? I said, and she said, he just doesn't want to do it. I'm like, okay. Then I said, I'll bring in a couple of rolls of gauze. We'll wrap his head. And then, that was last night I can check my text. That was about 9 o'clock last night. And I said, okay, I'll bring in a couple of rolls of gauze. And then the next thing we know, at 4:28 this morning, whatever the hell it was, Froggy texts into the group saying, yeah, I'm not going to make it in today. What, I scare him off with the neck collar and the gauze?
I wish you would have told me. I could have brought a walker or a wheelchair or something.
I think we've got a crutch somewhere as well from like one of Chloe's soccer injuries or something.
Oh, man.
So that's the deal. So no Froggy today. although it's been determined that it wasn't Froggy's fault. I told you that. I investigated this accident, and I told you that on the air yesterday.
Of course you did.
I don't see how the hell this was Froggy's fault, and it's not. All right, 6:06 at the MJ Morning Show as we just get rolling here on a Tuesday. And tomorrow's the cell phone test day. We'll get back into that. How many times will we mention this upcoming cell phone emergency test with that screeching tone? I think we've talked about this about 5, 6, 8 times already on the pro. First time was over a month ago. I gave out a warning. I'm like, this was back like in late August or early September. I said, hey, folks, heads up, October 4th, they're going to do a nationwide cell test. And, of course, all the conspiracy theories are rampant. There's nothing to be all conspiratorial about. Buy into this crap. The internet is like the worst thing in the world when it comes to like the spread of just garbage and untruths and all this conspiracy crap. So folks are trying to come up with, the cell phone test is going to release nanoparticles. I mean, it's nuts. It's a freaking test like an Amber Alert, which, remember, we had one in Florida. Back in, was it March or April? Remember the one that went off at like 4:30, 4:45 in the morning?
Yeah, the governor fired that company like within minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Made almost every cell phone went off. All right, so I want to do something else this morning. Now, Roxanne made me aware of what she wanted to talk about.
I'm not talking about it today.
What? Why not?
Because we have to build up to it. I don't want to talk about it on Tuesday. Today was supposed to be Ticket Tuesday when we scratch lottery tickets together, and you scrapped that idea.
Hold on, Ticket Tuesday?
Yeah, remember my idea I proposed last week?
That was doofusy. All right, hold on. Listen, I don't want to get
You're doofusy.
Not all ideas make the big show.
All right, I don't want to get too late here. Let me take our first break, and then I want to pick up when we get back. Roxanne rolls out this content that she wants to talk about on the show, something she's been sitting on for 2 months, and finally alerts me that, hey, something happened 2 months ago, and I think I want to talk about it. Now I want to talk about it today, and now Roxanne's saying, no, I don't want to do it yet. All right, hold on. We'll pick this up next in minutes after the break. Oh, boy. On the MJ Morning Show on Q105, here's Pat with traffic. Scrubs TLC, and Fester just brought up that several people said to him that they found it funny when Roxanne, and this is not common for you to bust out into an on-the-fly impromptu parody song, but you did last week when we were talking about that maniac that started stabbing people on the Howard Franklin Bridge after the fender bender, that whole series of crazy events. And it turns out that Mr. Stabby was a former assistant U.S. attorney here in Tampa that actually prosecuted that dude, Adam Johnson down in Parrish. He's the guy that was pictured trying to run out of the Capitol with Nancy Pelosi's lectern. Remember that dude?
Yeah.
He had like the knit cap on, and he's holding Nancy Pelosi's Speaker of the House lectern, that she uses for little press conferences in the hallway. And this dude is from, the Bradenton area. He's from down in Parrish. And this dude, this Scruggs guy, actually prosecuted him, and this dude ends up stabbing this guy and busting out a window. I mean, the craziest story would shut down traffic on the Howard Franklin Bridge.
The craziest story. And Scruggs reminded me of Scrubs, and I love TLC. So I was like, I don't want no Scruggs. Scrugg is a guy I want to get away from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to stab at me.
That was perfect.
Or trying to get stabby.
Yes.
Yeah, right? I mean, we can work on the lyrics, but that was so good.
That was pretty damn good. It's pretty damn funny there.
What's Patrick Scruggs doing this morning, man? Just sitting at home thinking, what the
know.
hell did I do last week?
Just bizarre. I mean, just weird. This guy, and I've talked to people. I don't want to mention any names, but I got some contacts down there. I got there's some chatter going on. Some folks I know at the U.S. Attorney's Office here in Tampa, and I guess they're all kind of shocked. And apparently, this guy Scruggs is well liked. Good prosecutor. Why did he go all Michael Douglas falling down on us? What the hell happened?
That's what I was just going to say.
Why did this guy freak out on the... And there was a report, somebody told me, that he was like jumping up and down on someone's car. I don't know. I haven't seen that reported in the news, but I heard secondhand that somebody claims that he got on top of like the hood and was walking on cars and busted out the window and then stabbed the other driver. I mean, just crazy freaking stuff. All right, 6:22 at the MJ Morning Show, but that's good. Roxanne, you're not one of my go-tos for on-the-fly parody song lyrics. But do that again.
I know. No. Let's just let it go.
No. I want to add a little
ball.
reverb to you. Hang on a minute.
Oh, we're going to produce it now.
Yeah, I want to add just a little bit of reverb. Hang on a minute.
This isn't
check,
so
check,
much-
check.
This isn't on the fly as much as it is we're ready to produce it.
Check. All right, let me turn my reverb off.
Now I'm actually in the production studio.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, let me turn Roxanne's. Give me a little mic check.
Check.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
And let's go with take one in 3, 2, and 1.
I don't want no Scruggs. A Scruggs is a guy I want to get away from me.
All right, take two.
All right.
Cut.
All right, take two.
All right.
And what's the guy's name? What's his
Patrick
Scruggs.
Scruggs.
Patrick Scruggs.
Do you want me to change the lyrics?
No,
Are the lyrics okay?
Hold on, why would you change the lyrics?
I don't know, because you were developing the story and asking what his first name is. Maybe we needed to get that in there.
No, Scruggs, yeah. All right,
the lyrics are
and
great.
take
All right,
two.
my voice is terrible. I apologize. Here we go.
All right, take two, Roxanne, in 3, 2, and...
Are you trying to trick me?
All right. Hold on, trick you with what?
Okay, I thought you were trying to trick me or something.
Stop the tape.
Hold on, why was I trying to trick you?
Because I didn't hear the reverb for a second, so I thought you were trying to just get my...
The reverb never went away on your mic.
It's back. Here it
All
is.
right,
The reverb
it
usually
never went away.
It usually happens when you talk.
All right, 3, 2, and go.
I don't want no Scruggs. A Scruggs is a guy I want to get away from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride. Trying to be stabbed at me.
No.
Edit, cut.
Because I kind of like...
Try to be at stab it? What was it?
No, because I was trying to say trying to be stabby.
No,
And then I was like, should I do stabby or
No.
stab at me?
Stab at me is fine. All right, take 4,
geez.
3, 2, and go.
I forgot. What do I say?
All right,
cut.
take 5. Take 5. All right, go and go.
I don't want no Scruggs. A Scruggs is a guy can't get away from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to stab at me.
All right, very good. All right, Fester, why are you in the reverb?
I don't know, but that was really good.
All right, there we go. All right,
Wow.
let's print that. Let's put that out. We'll put that on Spotify later on.
5 takes.
Yeah.
I saw something online. I don't know if this is urban legend or not, but if you put, and this is what it said, it was a meme on like Facebook Reels or something.
Yeah.
If you put something on Spotify, like a 30-second loop, and you program your phone to play it constantly, nonstop,
Right.
that you would earn like a reasonable amount of money in residual fees or in sponsorship fees. Because they put the commercials in, right? I mean, every couple of plays, they put a commercial in, so you would
On what service?
on Spotify.
Not on. I don't know. Not on the Spotify I have.
But do you pay for that service?
Yeah.
So there's money
Yeah.
involved somehow.
Well, the kids do, and then I'm on the family account, so I use it, quite a bit.
But if you're a creator, and I saw this online, so I'm not putting a lot of faith into it, but you put up a 30-second audio clip, we put that up, and then we program an old cell phone to play it on loop 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in forever, we would eventually see money come our way as like passive
Like
income.
millions
Oh.
and millions of dollars, or like 38-cent checks.
Somewhere in the middle.
626 of the MJ Morning Show. I don't understand your version of this. Let's deal with a little internal situation. Roxanne, out of nowhere, and this is for you, the early crowd, because this was discussed later in the show yesterday. I will also address this later on in the broadcast. But yesterday, out of nowhere, Roxanne tells me, this is off the air first. Roxanne tells me, and she sent me a cryptic email, and then we get into a conversation. So the night before, I get this cryptic email that she has this story she wants to talk about. It happened 2 months ago, and she's ready to talk about it. And I was like, hey, great to be timely. Thank you so much for really coming up with something timely. Now, I want to do it today. So here's the deal. Roxanne, oh, jeez. Roxanne, out of the blue, cracks us over the head with, hey, something happened 2 months ago, and I want to talk about it. So off the air yesterday, I said, what is it? What do you want to talk about? Roxanne then proceeds to kind of give me the outline of what happened, and it's
Okay. Zip it. We can dance around it.
God.
But I'm glad. Let's have this discussion because you might make a case for me to never talk about it.
No, listen, if you don't talk about it, I'm talking about it. So if you'd like to have some say and guide the conversation in some way versus not having any say at all, then you're going to talk about it. Or unless you want to just leave it up to my devices on what you told me.
You don't have all the juicy details.
I've got enough. I've got enough from
No,
our
you don't.
conversation yesterday.
We can make something out of it?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
I want to talk about this. I want you to tell your story later this morning
Nope.
around
Nope.
7:45.
Teasing it for later in the week.
Later in the week?
Tomorrow, Thursday,
Why?
Friday.
Why?
Because today was supposed to be Ticket Tuesday. We're supposed to do lotto scratch offs. You guys didn't want to do that.
We were not. That was a harebrained. Roxanne wanted us to buy scratchers and scratch them off on. For what reason? I never agreed to Scratcher Tuesday. Ticket to whatever you want to call it.
Okay, today is Ticket Tuesday. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to do it myself. Probably win $5 million and hopefully not come to work tomorrow. And then tomorrow is Wednesday, and I will reveal it tomorrow. And we can dance around it today. We can build it up today. I've got like an arsenal of other stories I can talk to you about, MJ. So you don't have to rely on that.
I
for
don't
content.
need other stories.
We can talk about the Rays playing today.
Oh, yeah, let's talk
we
baseball.
Can talk,
Hot
I
baseball
was
talk.
kind of in the mindset. I was kind of like all psyched up to talk about your little nutty experience. Listen.
Yeah, we're gonna have some rules.
MJ,
How about we talk about how we're gonna talk about it tomorrow?
I'm going to be bound by rules. I'm not going to be bound by rules on something called the MJ Morning Show.
Generally speaking, we're a hand to mouth morning show. we get something, we do it right away. I mean, we don't really build stuff up a week out or even a couple days out, usually.
I've been sitting on this for 2 months.
Well, but because you haven't shared it. But now that you shared it, now that you spilled a little bit of the tea, you
I
gotta
can't
spill all
believe
of it.
you've done that. I can't believe that this happened 2 months ago. And why now then? Why do you suddenly want to talk about this situation, this event, this occurrence? Why?
Because I am a pros and cons kind of person, and I did it. It happened. And then I was like, do I want to share this? Absolutely not. And then the more I've thought about it as the 2 months have passed, I was like, no, this is personal to me. I'm not going to talk about it. But then I was like, you know what? I got something out of this that I think other people might get something out of this. It might be a good message for other people.
I'll tell you, I got something out of it too.
Yeah, I bet you did. I bet you did.
Folks, I got something out of this when Roxanne told me the story yesterday during a commercial break.
No, you didn't. You didn't get anything out of it because all you got is a headline. You got a headline. You didn't get details.
I got enough. Just the basis of the conversation, which apparently will happen tomorrow morning. Can I lock it in now?
Yes, you can lock it in.
Roxanne's weird story.
Weird Wednesday.
Weirdo Wednesday happens tomorrow morning. We'll say 7:45. Weirdo Wednesday.
Oh, gosh. Do you want to be tied to this personal story under a Weirdo Wednesday?
6:31 at the MJ Morning Show on Q105. We're back in moments. We will not push this off till tomorrow. I will do early morons in the news next. That's right. I don't need to push it off. I don't need to promote the Weirdo Wednesday ahead of time. All right, so early morons in the news in minutes. Right after the break on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. Why are you standing in the hallway? Just come in. Why can't you guys get back in the studio on time? And Roxanne's not even here.
I thought you were playing the whole song.
No, I don't play we don't play a song here.
I was so surprised.
I just use rejoin music.
Yeah,
I got a whole selection of great bumpers like cheerleader. Some examples. Yeah, what else do you like? Like the anthem from Top Gun?
Right, and I recognize
I've
these.
got a whole variety of rejoin music beds here. Like I don't know, how about this one here? A little bit of soul. Yeah. I use that Goodfellas music from, Derek and the Dominoes. Some of the examples. Also, the Advent Health commercial that's currently featuring this. If you're feeling good, it's all I need to know. It's like one of the few I use with lyrics. It's an actual song from 2015. Yeah, by Bronze Radio Return, which obviously they scored big by having Advent Health license this to be used in their TV commercial. Yes, Fester, what do you...
I just haven't heard you play the Verve before, and I thought you were playing the song, and I'm saying...
No, the Verve is new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
I hope that doesn't get us booted off of MJTV today for licensing or whatever.
It might, man.
All right, 642. Where the hell's Roxanne? So she just disappeared.
I don't know.
Hey, Andrew, can you go hunt down Roxanne and tell me what... Is she like recording the midday show now? What is she doing? I mean, what's going on?
She's right here.
Can I ask what you're doing? You're 4 minutes late coming.
I got locked out.
I
went to use the restroom.
Well,
and
I got locked out. I don't have my purse with me.
Is it suddenly a surprise that door is locked and you need a key card to get back in?
Didn't we do a segment about this the other day?
Surprise!
About like restroom. Yeah. It was a surprise that I needed my key card. All of a sudden, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, but
I ran into the bathroom.
But you need a key card to get back in.
Yes, but
how do you leave without a key card?
I really had to go.
That's quite the emergency.
Okay, and I heard you say something naughty as I was running down the hall. I do not voice track the midday shows. You know this because when I come and visit you and do favors for you and drop off cakes for you, it's late in the day when I leave work.
Listen,
you're on thin ice today, MJ.
I'm skating on thin ice.
This is not a good MJ Roxanne day. I feel a lot of confrontation.
Let's do early morons in the news here on the MJ Morning Show. Have you guys noticed, I don't know what it is, but the last, I want to say 3 to 6 months, that crazy has increased in the Tampa Bay area.
And everywhere, really. But yes, I've seen it.
You know what? I'll go with that it just seems that just craziness has just been amped up a bit. But here in the Tampa Bay area, just top of my head, just some of the nutty stuff that's happened locally. We had the Howard Franklin Bridge traffic tie-up last week with the former assistant U.S. attorney, one of the AUSAs, right, from Tampa, getting all stabby on the bridge. And, I mean, just a crazy story. Then, and Fester, I know you brought this up about the shooting where the customer shot the owner shot the customer.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just had some crazy stuff. That was in Largo. That was last week in Largo, where this angry, pissed off customer went back like months later
to a mechanic's shop.
Stouts Automotive.
Yeah. He wasn't happy with his auto service months later.
Eugene Frank Becker, 78, shot the 52-year-old owner, Jody Stout, at Stouts Automotive, and both guys expired. Both guys, because the customer shot the owner of the auto shop guy was able to get a shot off on the customer, and they're both gone. I mean, just crazy stuff that's been happening, lately. I mean, we have it seems to be an increase like in teen joyrides, and you've got the crazy street takeovers that are happening, and just nutty stuff. I don't know what it is, but overall, I think I'm seeing an increase in overall morons in the news stories all around the country.
Which technically is a good thing for us as a radio show.
You have like postal workers that are getting targeted. I mean, and that's happening locally. That folks are like holding up, robbing post people, postal workers.
Mail trucks?
Yeah.
They're walking up to the truck with a gun?
Yeah, that becomes like a federal offense, when you do that stuff. Anyway, here's another example of just crazy crap. Now, this isn't local, but nevertheless, it's crazy. This dude up in New Jersey deliberately smashes his car through a home and a police station.
What?
Did you see the video of this? Hey, Andrew, do me a favor. Grab the video. Just take a couple minutes. No huge rush. But, folks, I want you to see this. There is a dude up in New Jersey that smashed through a police station. It was caught on video because they had video inside the police station. Guy drives through the wall of a police station for no apparent reason. And when he gets out of the car, now there's no audio on the video, but it's in the police report. Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses was blasting out of the car stereo system. I mean, just blasting. All right, so here's the story from New Jersey media. Guy deliberately drove his SUV into a home, and then the offices of a municipal police department, Warren County, New Jersey, put out a news release about the two crashes. At least one officer narrowly escaping struck when John Hargreaves, 34, of Belvedere, New Jersey, smashes into the Independence Township Police headquarters. He gets out of the vehicle, puts his hands in the air because he drives into the police station, and you got cubicles and desks, and the cop's like, what the? And he gets out of the car. He's got Welcome to the Jungle blaring on the radio. And then he puts his hands up in the air, and then you can see them like put him against the wall and cuff this dude. And he just drives through the wall of a police station, and the car is inside the offices.
Something's happening to people when they get behind a wheel. That, you talk about the craziness. It's like when they're in control of their car, that's when the crazy behavior is happening, a lot of it. Whether it's road rage or just driving through a police station.
They described him as celebrating.
He does triumphantly raise his hands. I mean, you could tell me he's either giving up and forfeiting himself to police, or he just won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
He has the same kind of fist pump in the air.
Like, yeah, I did it!
2 hands
I crashed through the police station wall!
Totally. That's what he's doing. He's not surrendering as much as he is celebrating.
The car is completely inside. And just prior, he smashed through somebody's garage door, a home nearby. I mean, I don't know whether these were specific targets, if he was angry at the garage door people for some reason, and then he was angry at the cops for some reason. Anyway, he was charged with burglary, criminal mischief, and a weapons count in both crashes. Faces counts of terrorism, aggravated assault, causing widespread injury or damage stemming from the police station crash. And they don't know what the motive is. They don't know what the hell this guy did it for. They can't think. I guess he hasn't said anything yet.
And he's going to be labeled a terrorist because he drove through a police station?
Well, a terroristic type action.
That's not good.
Is what they're. But again, we're having a lot of motor vehicle craziness that's going on these days. There's just nutso crap that's going on. So anyway, there we go. A little early dose of morons in the news. And I got a couple of other things we'll sprinkle in during the course of the program. At 6:50, folks, let's grab a quick break. And then, of course, 7 o'clock hours, minutes away. We'll have an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ coming up in just a bit. I want you to take care of something quickly because I don't want this to come back and bite you. I don't want you to, a couple of years down the road, say, you know what, I should have had a better investment plan. I should. Q105 MJ with Roxanne and Fester. There's no Froggy today, and, well, we don't know why. We'll try to get the reason why Froggy's absent from Kim, his wife. She always picks up. Froggy never picks up, whether Froggy's in good health or bad health. Froggy never picks up when I call him. I don't know if it's ever happened. I don't know if I've ever called Froggy and he actually picks up the phone right away. But Froggy notified us at like 4:25 this morning that he's not going to be in. Sorry, can't make it today. I don't know if this is part of the car accident he was in on Saturday. It seems that things are going Froggy's way because I found out that the insurance company has found the other driver at fault, which that's what I said on the air yesterday after Froggy drew a diagram and explained what happened. You know, Froggy also stormed out of the show yesterday because, you know, we told him that the lady's probably going to sue him. You know, that might not happen now since the insurance company determined that she was at fault. And interestingly, both have the same insurance company. So it's progressive on progressive.
I think that's got to be a positive thing.
Yeah. So I'm going to call Kim, Froggy's wife, in about half an hour. A little after 7:30 because she's in the car with the kids, and Kim always picks up.
Yeah, she's a picker-upper.
She's the quicker picker-upper.
She really is.
She's like the Bounty of radio employee wives. The quicker picker-upper.
Certainly she's the Bounty of that family, yeah.
Hey, while you're on that topic,
What,
MJ,
paper towels?
Well, don't take me
No.
too far down a rabbit hole because I got to get into other stuff that I tease.
Okay, get into other stuff. I just want one quick question for you. I sent you a story last night. It was my favorite story of like the week so far.
What?
The phone etiquette thing. Can we talk about that at some point this week?
I have it. I have it in the pile.
Of course you do. Okay, good.
No, I have your story that
you
you
have
sent
mine.
me in
Oh,
the pile.
I thought you meant like I've had it for a week. Okay, yes.
No,
Awesome.
you sent me a phone etiquette story,
I love
and
this one.
I have it.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to it today.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
Fantastic. That's what I want to hear.
We'll get to it during the long hour and 20-minute nonstop chunk of the show, which happens in about 20 minutes. We launch,
Yes.
folks, every morning at about 7:23 to 7:25, somewhere in that time window. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. We go for an hour and 20 minutes with no music, no commercials, just nonstop content, baby. All right, gift giving. Now, I'm not much of a gift giver.
No.
Well, because I don't.
Think about other people.
No.
I know, you don't.
I just
No.
not generous.
In fact, I'm going to bring you guys some gifts tomorrow. You know, I should have brought it today, and then Froggy would have missed out.
Ugh.
Remember I got those moldy raviolis from Butoni?
Right.
Huh?
Now,
Yeah.
Butoni's a good product.
Oh.
Julian has purchased these for a long time. You know, in the like refrigerated section,
Yeah.
the pre-packaged like little like tortellinis filled with like 3 cheese and the raviolis. Butoni makes a great product, and Julian has purchased dozens and dozens of these over the years. Julian loves these things. It's just it's sort of like a fresh ravioli. They just throw in boiling water or tortellini. And so Julian has bought these for a long time when we go to the supermarket, and we've never had a problem. It's a good product, and we've never had an issue. And then about a month ago, right, 3 weeks ago, commented about we got a moldy batch, and Julian opens it up, and he's like, "Oh my God, it's all moldy." He left it on the kitchen counter, and the lights were off in the kitchen, and I'm like, the thing's open, you know. So I popped a couple in my mouth because I like those things even uncooked.
Okay.
I mean, they're not like totally raw. I mean, it's just like fresh pasta, you know, with the filling, and I'll eat those things raw occasionally if I see them around. Or if Julian's getting ready to cook them when he's home from school, I'll just grab one raw and just pop it in my mouth. So I did that. And then he said, "Dad, why are you eating those?" I'm like, "Well, why not?" I left them out because when I opened them up, I noticed there was mold. And then I look inside, and it's like green and gray, hairy mold inside the product. And that's never happened. So I told the story. I posted the picture on Instagram, and Butoni reached out to me and said, "We're so sorry." And I said, "Listen, we like the product. It's never happened before." So they sent me a whole cooler of product. They overnighted a cooler with ice packs and everything of a whole bunch of their pasta offerings, sealed up in the plastic containers. And I've got a lot of it, and Julian's not home, so I'm going to bring them in and share them with the crew. And I was going to do it today, but I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'll bring them in tomorrow so you guys can take some of the Buitoni pasta home.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I thought that'd be a nice... I should have done it today because then Froggy would have missed out for not being here for whatever the harebrained reason is. All right, worst gifts.
Besides refrigerated pasta that you're not going to be eating.
And that's how... I'll eat some of it, but they sent a bunch of it.
Right, I get
I'm not going to eat it all.
I get it. You're going to treat the crew like...
You want me to what, knock on my neighbor's doors and pass it out, or you want me to bring it into you guys?
I just say you're kind of treating us like a food bank. Here you go, kids. Here you go, guys.
Food bank? What the hell are you saying? I'm just giving you guys some food. I have too much of it.
I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth.
Anyway, so
you're so generous.
The reason why I brought up the pasta products from Buitoni that they shipped to me overnight, the reason why I'm bringing this because it's gifting, and when it comes to gifts and events we have to go to, that's not my department. Michelle does that. Michelle does the gifts. All right, so maybe sometimes if we're going somewhere. I'll bring a bottle of wine. Like, what did we do? We went. We had some event, and I had we had a retirement party. My buddy that retired from Delta Airlines, being forced to retire at 65 by the FAA, and we went to a retirement. I brought a bottle of wine, so I picked out a great bottle of wine for my collection, and I brought that. But other than that, I don't do much gifting at all. I let Michelle worry about that.
And you know what? She's an amazing gift giver. She's very thoughtful.
How the hell do you know?
Because she gives me gifts.
Oh, what, really?
Yeah.
She just gives you gifts?
Yeah.
I have the list of the most unwanted gifts that people receive. Now, this is one of these polls, just to generate publicity. You've got some company that hires some polling company. Then they get stories written about them. So it's a big PR deal. But nevertheless, it's kind of interesting. So this was conducted by one poll for Wonderbly. And Wonderbly is one of those personalized book publisher companies. So they're trying to get publicity, right? So they get a news story written about this poll about unwanted gifts. Top 50 worst gifts to receive. You want me to start at number 50 and go backward? Or do you want me to start at number 1? Yeah, maybe I'll start at number 1 because I don't think I want to do all 50.
I don't think you're going to get to all of that.
You know what? I'm going to do the top. What should I do? Top?
Do the top 10.
Okay, top 10. Top 10 worst gifts to receive. Number 10, movies that you've already seen.
Well, yeah, it's just a bad gift anyways, because what is it going to be on a DVD player or a Blu-ray? And some people don't even have those anymore.
Nope, I'm giving you a VHS.
Awesome.
Tell you what,
Hope it's porn.
If you have a good Blu-ray DVD, if you have a really good transfer on Blu-ray, it is better than streaming. The audio, the video. I'm sorry. All right, number 9, aftershave. Who the hell gives aftershave? Jeez.
Would cologne fall in that category
Number
as well?
8, hankies. Who gives hankies as a gift? Number 7 is a tie. Number 6 is cuff links. Number 5, children's toys.
You know why that's on the list? I'll tell you exactly why. Because children's toys have millions of pieces. And parents hate getting toys.
Well, it depends what the toy is.
It
if you give away the Millennium Falcon Lego set, that's got 7 million pieces. Yeah. Number 4 is soap on a rope. Come on. Is that still a thing these days? Soap on a rope?
I mean, in prison, it's quite popular.
Number 3, a car manual. What is that?
Is that a real thing?
Car manual. Number 3 on the list of worst gifts is a car manual?
Like what you get when you buy a car?
Number 2 is a diet plan. Who gives a diet plan as a gift?
My Uncle Eddie gave me one.
And then number 1,
really?
Who gave you one?
Aww.
My Uncle Eddie. After my grandfather.
Oh, is that the one that taped your... Oh, your grandfather duct taped your mouth. Oh, no. He taped the refrigerator. What did your grandfather do?
My grandfather taped the refrigerator.
With duct tape.
And then my Uncle Eddie said, hey, you need a diet plan. You got to thin that kid up.
Yeah. And then number 1, worst gift is a bad romance novel. This just seems dated.
Yeah.
But it's like a recent new poll.
Yeah, that's why they're bad gifts, because they don't fit in 2023, most of them.
Yeah. But then the story also says, listen to this. The story also says that 57% don't welcome clothing of any kind being selected by somebody else. That makes sense. Like, people don't want to get sweaters. People don't want to get clothing items because people have individual tastes. And I'm very picky about the T-shirts I wear.
I mean, for a guy who looks like he's unpicky about his clothing, you're very picky about
I'm
him.
very picky about being unpicky. No, but seriously, clothing. A lot of people don't want people to pick out clothing. Anyway, if you're getting ready to give a gift, don't give soap on a rope. What is this, 1982 soap on a rope? It just seems a little dated. But I think the biggest takeaway is the clothing thing. Is don't buy clothing for people. That's so personalized, and it's, so, personality driven. Let people buy their own damn clothes, is what I'm thinking. All right, 7:14 at the MJ Morning Show. We start an hour and 20 minutes nonstop MJ next. We've got the Roxanne dilemma, where I'm still going to push for this, for Roxanne to do some crazy story that she's been sitting on for 2 months. If you don't know what's going on, we'll give you a quick little fill-in, but I think it's going to happen tomorrow. But what's it all about? Froggy is not here. We're going to call Kim, Froggy's wife. Is this car accident related? But there's also big news on the car accident front. And I'm wondering if something that I asked Froggy to do today has driven the fact that he's not here today. So I'll explain all of that coming up. Rays are in the wild card playoff deal later today. We got a lot of stuff. Oh, did you see the obscene money that Tom Brady got?
Oh, with Fox, you mean?
No, the FTX deal.
Oh, no.
The FTX trial, that whole crypto meltdown deal, that starts today. And there are some crazy details that are coming out in a book that's also coming out today by that guy, the guy that writes all the Wall Street books and everything. Hold on, we'll get into all that and a whole lot more. The Tom Brady and Giselle, the money they got from FTX, the collapsed crypto thing, is crazy. All right, so all that's next and more. MJ Morning Show back in minutes here on Q105. Stand by. MJ Morning Show, Q105, 104.7 FM. Remember, MJ 3 a day. If you could tell 3 people a day to listen to the MJ Morning Show. Why? Because we're trying to grow the audience even bigger. And listen, the honest truth is that we don't have the advertising budget that I'd like to put up billboards year-round. It's not like we got all that, religious money coming in like that Joy station with the billboards all over the freaking place. It's like...
It's like they just pray, and the next thing you know, the billboards appear.
No, people send in the big J money. And, seriously, they're able to buy all these billboards all over the place. So, listen.
Lord, please provide people.
Lord, won't you buy me some billboards around town? All right, so we're just looking for you to be our billboards, folks. So tell 3 people a day that you listen to the MJ Morning Show on 104.7 FM. A lot of people still don't know we're back. A lot of people don't know the MJ Morning Show is back on the air. You realize that this week we're going to be back for 3 years on, on Thursday.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Thursday is the 5th of October. Today's the 3rd. And Thursday, it'll be our 3-year anniversary that we're back on the air with the reboot of the MJ Morning Show. So I'm here today. Fester's here today. Roxanne's here today. No Froggy today, which we're going to try to get to the bottom of this in a couple of minutes as I call Kim, Froggy's wife, who always picks up watch. I just jinxed myself.
No, Kim's good. She'll pick up.
A lot of ground to cover here, folks. So, do us a favor. Tell 3 people a day that you listen to the MJ Morning Show. If you know for a fact that some people that you work with or know listen to a different show, just tell them, hey, give us a shot. Just listen to the MJ Morning Show. And also, for you that do listen, you got to make sure that you figure out a way how to listen in the 8 o'clock hour and the 9 o'clock hour as well, especially the 9 o'clock hour, because, some people get to work and they don't, they don't listen or they turn off the radio. We do so much great stuff in the 9 o'clock hour, like the 9:10 must-hear story of the day, and I've got it right here. And the 9:10 story I'm going to get to today, it's about Costco. And I saw something very, very disparaging about Costco. And I'm going to come to Costco's defense. I was angered. I was livid. I was spitting mad about a Costco story. So that's going to be 9:10 this morning. What is it? I guess you have to listen to find out. And also, we're podcast every day by 11 o'clock. And MJ TV, you can either watch live or just go back and watch any show in the archives. MJ TV, you go to mjmorningshow.com and you click on MJ TV at the top and everything's up there. All right, I got a lot to do. This is the hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. First, let's deal with this naked woman. I saw this originally. I'm like, come on, this can't be real. And it is. Because I saw a still shot originally that was kind of blurred out. They did the smudging effect.
Right.
Where they kind of pixelate the offending area. And I'm like, come on, how bad could this be? Or this is not real. Then I saw the video. So yesterday, I saw the uncensored video. There's a woman in South Florida. This was at the Miami...
Fort Lauderdale.
I'm sorry, correction. This was at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. This was at FLL, or if you're a pilot, KFLL. And this woman is standing in a Spirit Airlines counter line, and she's got full butt cheek hanging out. She's wearing this... all right, Roxanne, what are you looking at?
Yes,
look
I'm
at
looking.
this.
This is amazing.
Describe what you're seeing.
Way. Okay, this woman is wearing she's curvy. She's got a booty on her, and she's wearing an orange, kind of like a tank dress at the top. And
is that what you call that? It's a tank dress.
Yeah, because it looks like a tank top. So, but it's not like a long tank dress. It's like one that is clearly not her size, because when you think of a dress, you think of something that at least covers your butt cheeks.
Would it be like,
and this does not. It's like the rim of the stitching at the bottom part of the dress is like showing her butt. You can see her butt crack.
The crack, the cheeks, everything.
There is
nothing left. Hang on, can you hear me? There's nothing, zero left up to the imagination. I mean, literally, her entire butt is hanging out, and she's a curvy woman. She's a thick. She's a thick black woman, and she has. I mean, her total rear end is hanging out. The dress it's like, I don't know, 3 inches above her cheeks. I mean, and she's standing in line, and I mean, you would not believe this unless you actually saw the video. Hey, Andrew, can you put the video up on mjmorningshow.com? Is the video, the actual video's up, the uncensored? Is that correct right now, Andrew? All right, we have a link to it.
Fester just made the tennis skirt analogy, and kind of, but it's even shorter than that.
All right.
Well, because of her size.
Go to MJ. If you want to see this at your leisure, it's not going away. Go to mjmorningshow.com and click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. Go to our website, and then you'll see one of the little tiles, one of the little graphics. It'll say As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. And whenever we send you to see a picture or a video or a link to my Instagram or whatever, that's where it always is. It's As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. And the link is up right now. And you're not going to believe this. I am not exaggerating. I'm not blowing this out of proportion. People were amazed on what the heck is this woman doing. And of course, she's at Spirit Airlines. If you were to pick any airline where this was most likely to happen, of course it's Spirit. Hands down.
She's showing her spirit. She's showing a lot.
Yeah, so this video has gone totally viral. It's at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. It's also described as a halter neck dress. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
Is that a category?
Halter neck. Yep. I was saying tank dress, but yeah.
Halter neck dress.
Mm-hmm.
And totally hiked up.
Skin tight.
Total butt cheeks. And she's a thick woman. And she's got a booty on her.
Well, how can you just...
I like big butts that I cannot lie. Other ones can't deny.
This is why the song was written.
Yeah, it really is. How can she not feel the breeze of air on her buttocks?
I mean, it looks...
I think she does. I can't believe that she doesn't know what she's doing. And, of course, people are saying, yeah, of course, only on Spirit Airlines.
I mean, any chance it's a stunt or a prank or she's a YouTuber and wanted to get some clicks?
I have no idea. But this is why I will never fly Spirit Airlines. I'm just telling you right now. I'm never climbing on board one of those mustard bottled yellow airplanes. No. Well, also, those are going to go away at some point because of the JetBlue Spirit merger or JetBlue buying Spirit or whatever the deal is. I just hope that the Spirit culture does not invade JetBlue when they become one company.
Yeah, JetBlue is a good airline. Someone said that's not a halter top dress. That's a shirt. And I think you're right. It definitely fits her like a shirt.
I don't know what it is. But, folks, if you want to see this crazy video, it's on mjmorningshow.com, and you click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. Let's try to get... And we're going to get to your phone etiquette thing because I think it's good content.
That's good, right?
Yeah, so Roxanne sent me something last night about phone content. Before I move on, speaking of airports, and this woman's at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood Airport with her total butt hanging out, something I don't want to see. But you know what? You can't take your eyes off the video, though.
Okay.
I mean,
so
you can't.
I'm sorry. I've got to mention this. A texter just says, "Hi, Roxanne. If you look closely, she has on short leggings that are skin colored. You can see the difference in her skin color and the pants. Let's zoom in. Is that the case?
No, I don't see that at all. No, her total butt and crack, everything is hanging out. Hey, speaking of airports, I've got a quick little quiz for you. The TSA is reminding everyone to not put this through the X-ray device at the airport. So TSA warning. TSA wants you to be very conscientious, and whatever you do, do not put this through the X-ray machine. Would you like to guess? Fester, Roxanne?
I mean, so many things.
Yep, TSA. Saying don't put this through the X-ray machine.
I got one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cup of coffee. No liquids.
What?
You can't bring liquids. Yeah. She's right. She's not wrong.
Yeah.
But like a bottle of water, but a cup of coffee?
Don't do it.
I'm going to put a cup of coffee on the conveyor belt?
Don't do it.
They'll spill and it would ruin the electronics.
You know on Family Feud where they used to say, good answer, good answer, good answer. No. Bad answer. Bad answer.
I
Bad
want
answer.
you on my team. I
Yeah.
want supportive people on my team that just still pep me up. Good try, Roxanne. Come on.
You got to guess
What do you
on.
got?
You got to guess.
I mean,
TSA. Don't put this on the X-ray belt at the airport.
Obviously, it's not anything like a gun or anything because you're not supposed to bring that to the airport
Yeah.
at all.
And there's a total uptick on those. I mean,
Yeah.
guns at the airport. It just seems that that's epidemic right now. Keep going.
They're
No.
like a hairspray canister or something
Yeah.
pressurized.
Yeah. No. I mean, think
Come
about
on.
it. This is a tough one because you're supposed to put
Guys.
everything on your possession on the except your
Right.
clothes.
Right.
Except your clothing.
But don't put this through.
Oh, it's going to be
Your
something.
child?
You're getting warmer.
Your dog.
Yes.
Your dog.
Your
Okay.
pet.
Your pet.
Do not put your pet through. There has been an uptick, according to the TSA, in people that are traveling with pets in like the approved carriers. So a cat, a little dog. People are putting their pets on the X-ray belt, and suddenly the TSA person look at the screen. They're looking at bones. They're looking at an X-ray, like a moving X-ray.
This little Fido in there.
Yeah, you got some Shih Tzu on the X-ray belt, and TSA, after an apparent uptick, listen to this, quote, "We noticed an uptick of pets coming through the X-ray screening," said Lisa Farbstein, a TSA spokesperson, who urged travelers to remove their pets from carry-ons. Do not put your pet through the X-ray machine.
It
I mean,
makes,
we have to tell people this?
well, it makes a lot of sense, MJ. You go there to the line. What do they say? Put all of your baggages on the belt. Put everything in the tray. Put everything in
You
here.
take the pet out and you put the empty carrier on the X-ray belt or in the bin to go through the X-ray machine. But so they're having an uptick on this. All right, let's try to get to the bottom of the Froggy deal. Folks, the follow-up on the Froggy car accident is as follows. There's no Froggy this morning. Froggy sent us a text at 4:28 this morning. Let me see if that was the exact time. So here we go. In the group text to the crew, to me, you, Roxanne, Fester, Andrew. 4:28 this morning, Froggy texts, "Sorry, guys, I can't make it in today." Now, Froggy did run out of the studio yesterday like a
He got overly sensitive about a situation that I think you are not appreciating how personal it is to him. I mean, he was very concerned about injuring somebody. I mean, Froggy's not.
What do you mean he was very concerned?
Oh, you didn't hear that part? You weren't listening.
That never came up that he was concerned.
Yes, he did.
No,
He
what did he say?
absolutely did. He said that.
What did he say?
He goes, when it first happened, she was screaming so loud, I thought I killed somebody. Like it was traumatic because the lady was like freaking out.
Froggy was on Hillsborough Avenue on Saturday evening. I guess it was about 7 o'clock. And he was going to Popeyes. So I guess a big Saturday night out for the family.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, a big Saturday night in. So Froggy was going to pick up Popeyes chicken for the family, 7 o'clock, Saturday night. Big Froggy weekend, baby. So he's going to pick up Popeyes and bring it back to the house. And Froggy gets into a wreck on Hillsborough. So he gets out of the Popeyes chicken. He gets onto Hillsborough. He's in the left lane, and he's in his lane of travel. And another woman shoots out of another restaurant a little up the street and just smashes right into Froggy's front end. So it sort of sounded like this because Froggy was singing, "Love that chicken from Popeyes." And then boom. And then Froggy said the chicken and Sprite were all over the inside of the car.
And Sprite's the worst. I mean, it's so sticky to get up
Well, why is Sprite different than any other soft drink?
because it's clear. I mean, other soft drinks, you see the stain.
Nah, whatever.
Those-
All right, so Froggy, his truck is, I think his truck's going to be totaled. Because front end damage, the whole wheel well is smashed into the tire. He drove a half-mile home because it was pretty close to the house, and his tire was scraping against the wheel. I think it like scraped rubber off the tire because the metal innard, the metal wheel well was all jammed into the tire. Anyway, the lady was driving a Honda CRV. That actually was in worse shape than Froggy's vehicle. The pictures of Froggy's car are on our on my Instagram. So if you didn't see Froggy's accident, if you didn't see it, the pictures are on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. Oh, and then I got to talk about the vehicle that I saw on the Howard Franklin Bridge.
I saw that.
Oh my God! I took a picture of this on the way home yesterday. Hold on, let me deal with this, and then we'll talk about that. Got a lot of stuff coming up here on the MJ Morning Show. Let me get Kim on the line because we told Froggy yesterday that since no tickets were issued, and there's a twist. There's a new development here that I found out about, and I was hoping Froggy would be here, and then he calls in freaking sick. But we'll talk about the new development because we have Kim will be able to tell us a new development because she's the one that tipped me off. So Froggy got all ticked off yesterday. And remember, he walked out of the studio for like 10 minutes yesterday because Fester and I both said, Froggy, she's going to sue you. Because there was no determination of guilt. But there is a breaking news update here, which I'll get Kim on the phone and let her tell us what it is. So let me get Kim. Let me bring up her cell phone here. She should have just dropped the kids off at school. But the 4 just didn't work. I pushed the 4, it didn't work. All right, here we go. All right, calling up Kim, Froggy's wife. First, we need to determine why he's not here today.
Hello.
Look at that. Kim always picks up. Do you know your husband has never picked up from me once ever in the entire time I've known him, which is like 20 years?
If you think it's exclusive to you, you're wrong because he doesn't answer my phone half the time, but I just keep calling, and then he gets yelled at. So there's that.
All right, Kim, why did Froggy text in sick this morning at 4:28?
He has a very, very, very bad migraine.
Oh, jeez.
Is it related to the accident in any way?
Good question. Good question. Good question.
Oh,
Good
good one.
Thank you.
You know, I have to say I'm not sure. Possibly. I mean, I don't know. That would be a question for him. Did you try to call him?
Of course
I'm not. It's going to go right to voicemail. I'm not calling him. However, I thought maybe it had to do with the fact that I told him that I wanted him to come in with a neck collar on this morning.
Yeah, he wasn't going to. He did not find that funny.
Wait a minute. The guy that's destroyed half the studio has hurt his back, jumped off ladders, through tables, guzzles liquor a whole fifth on the air while doing some Hal Herman bit. He didn't want to wear a neck brace on the show for MJTV as like a comedic prop gag.
Yeah, everybody has their limits, and apparently his car accident is his limit, and he just doesn't find it funny.
I wanted Froggy to go to Walgreens and get one of those, neck collars, the immobilizer devices, and then Kim said no, he's not going to do that. Listen, Froggy never got back to me, so Kim texted me last night because I said, "Hey, did Froggy go get a neck collar from the drugstore?" And Kim said, "No, he doesn't want to do that."
Yeah, that's antagonistic.
And then I said, okay, I'll bring in a whole bunch of gauze. Let's wrap his head in gauze and have him sit on MJTV the whole show today, all wrapped up in gauze like a mummy. And then next thing we know, we get a text at 4:28 this morning that he's not coming in.
Look.
So I thought maybe he just didn't want to deal with me and pushing props on him.
This is very, very personal to Froggy. I could tell that he was upset by the whole thing happening.
All right, but listen to this. Kim?
Well, I just want to point out, It's not all about you, MJ, and that's not why he didn't want to come into work. His head hurts, literally. He's in a lot of pain right now.
But is it accident-related or no?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, no, you got to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to say yes.
No, they don't want to be litigious and incentivize and encourage other people to do that. Well,
here's the deal. Listen to this. Folks, on the Froggy car accident front, we've got breaking news. Kim informed me last night that Progressive Insurance determined what?
That the other driver was at fault.
Exactly what I said on the air. So Froggy did a fairly deep, because Froggy's generally half-assed on a lot of stuff, but Froggy really did a nice job. He drew a diagram, explained, and I said, Froggy, you're not at fault. You were already established in your lane of travel, and here comes this maniac woman out of nowhere and blast into your front end. Now, no tickets were issued. She didn't get a ticket. Froggy didn't get a ticket. But the insurance company, and this is interesting, because it's progressive on progressive. It's flow on flow, baby. So Froggy has progressive, and the crazy soccer mom that smashed into Froggy, she has progressive as well. So progressive.
Let me add something else.
Yeah, go
Let
ahead.
me add something else
Yeah.
to the story.
Yeah.
So when I spoke with the adjuster yesterday, they, of course, had tried to call Froggy, and he didn't answer his phone.
Of course
and
not.
So then they called me.
Right,
So
yeah.
I was talking to her, and I said, well, do you need to talk to him? And she said, well, we've already taken a recorded statement from the other driver, and they're like, we've already determined from her statement that the accident was her fault. So he didn't even have to give a statement and explain what
Tell her
happened.
she needs to clam up and get a lawyer.
Yeah, no kidding. So, a couple of questions, Kim, about last night.
She needs Jackie Childs.
Last night.
Or the Kemp Law Group.
Last night was no. Froggy has the Kemp Law Group. Kemp can't do both.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You're right,
All
yeah.
right, so let her get Jackie Childs, and we'll stick with Kemp Law Group.
Yeah.
All right. So, Kim, last night we were talking about possibly her son being on Max's.
Oh, no, that's
phone.
that's confirmed.
Right.
Good question. Good question.
Did
Oh,
she show
hold
up
on.
to
For folks that don't know this, the lady that smashed into Froggy, she's a soccer mom, and their kid is on the same soccer team as.
All right, the kids are getting out of the car.
Bye, Luke. Bye, Max.
Oh, it's car line time.
Have a good day, guys.
All right.
Don't take any crap from anybody.
Yep.
Bye, girls. Have a good day. Bye, guys.
By girls, you don't have girls.
What?
I know, but I'm taking my friend's daughter to school today.
Oh.
I had a full car.
Oh, I see that.
They were quiet when you were talking.
I thought Luke had an
I know.
identification.
I told them all. I'm like, everybody shush.
All right, so now Progressive determined, and it's the same insurance company for both drivers. They determined that she's at fault. So, what does that mean?
Well, the kids on the soccer team is where we were before the kids got dropped off at the school.
Oh yeah, before the kids got dropped off.
Sorry.
So, Kim, the game was last night.
Yeah, was there any death stares? Did you see the mother?
So I'm happy to report she didn't show up in a neck collar or on crutches, so that was good. And
Froggy should have. I'm telling you, Froggy should have been bandaged. He should have had a neck collar on, crutch, wheelchair. He should have had an emotional support dog. I mean, all kinds. He should have showed up with everything.
An emotional support monkey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So what happened? Did you guys have any contact with her?
No, I mean, but like I said before, it's not like we really ever did before this. And, you know, I mean, there were definitely like some awkward glances and looks at each other. And I mean, but that was really it. I mean, we just kind of kept it moving. It was a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, we passed each other. And I
mean,
feel
she
like we were
ruined
getting-
Froggy's truck. Has Progressive determined whether the truck is repairable or whether it's going to be totaled?
So, you know, when I was speaking with the adjuster yesterday, they were concerned that, number one, she doesn't have a huge policy. She only has like $10,000.
Oh my God! Another motorist with the minimum. Jeez. All right.
Yeah. So if that's not enough to cover the damage, then they're going to have to tap into our policy. And then
I'm telling you right now, there's more than $10,000 worth of damage, I think, on Froggy's truck.
Right. And so then the other issue is, you know, it's a 2014 vehicle, and it's, you know, I mean, it's not like the nicest, it's not, you know, the most luxurious car.
It's a hunk of crap. It's time for Froggy to get.
That's very dramatic. You know, we're not all like you where we get brand new cars every 3 years. Like most.
Hold on, your lease is up. Hold on, your field's lease is up. You're going to get a new car after 3 years, just like me.
I tell you? And what did I say? I said, I don't need a new car every 3 years. I think I'm going to buy my car.
All right. So what is the determining factor, and when are they going to decide whether they're going to fix Froggy's truck or they're going to total it?
So I arranged for the tow truck to come and pick it up today. So they're going to pick it up from our driveway and tow it to the repair shop. And we should know by Thursday if it is repairable or if they're going to total it out and how long it will take to fix the vehicle.
All right. Did you have rental car insurance? Does Froggy have a rental car?
So that really irritates me.
Uh-oh.
So, of course, you know, that...
Hold on. Did Flo screw you over at Progressive?
So the other driver, like I said, has a minimum policy that doesn't have rental car. And I said, well, what about my policy and tapping into my policy? Do I have rental car? And she's like, well, we can't do that yet. And I go, so you're telling me a rental car is not isn't possible? And she was like, no. So again, we have it covered. We have my dad's car until like the end of this month, so it will be fine.
That sucks
Hey.
that the woman that barreled into Froggy has like the worst minimum insurance. But it is the same company. Both have Progressive. All right, Kim,
Okay,
I
gotta tell her something. Someone just texted and said, "I'm a progressive adjuster based solely on the facts of loss. It's an open and closed case." Okay.
Well, what does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, thanks for being professionally vague with us, adjuster. It's open and closed.
Yeah, so let me open up the vague text lines. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kim.
Text that adjuster and ask them if they can get me a rental car.
Yeah, right. Right. I know.
All right, Kim, we'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Kim.
All right, so
Have a good day.
The story is Froggy's not here because he has a migraine. I thought he just didn't want to deal with me making him put on a neck collar and bandage his head in gauze.
Oh, man.
Like Kim said, it's not all about you.
Like the mummy.
It's,
All right.
it's mostly about him.
Speaking of vehicles, and then we'll get into your cell phone deal because I do like your cell phone etiquette story. That's pretty good.
That we could segue from this since Froggy doesn't pick up his phone. Maybe he's following the new cell phone etiquette rules of 2023.
Yeah, and then the Tom Brady story is crazy. You know, the details that are coming out about what these athletes were paid by that whole FTX fiasco. Get into that here in just a second. I mean, the amount of work that Tom Brady did versus what they paid him, it's ridiculous. It is grotesque. Minutes away. First, though, man, if you follow me on Instagram, folks, if you follow Certified MJ Radio, that is my personal private Instagram, and that's where I pretty much put everything up. You know, on the official MJ Morning Show Instagram, we put up the video clips of the show. So if you'd like to be entertained every day, we put up a couple of new clips, something that happened during the show from MJ TV with our cameras in studio. But if you go to my Instagram, Professor, go to my Instagram.
Sure.
And take a look at this. Go to my Instagram, and it should be the last. Okay. So the first item is the Breeze video where we had the landing gear taxi issue when the landing gear broke upon landing at Tampa International. You know, it didn't collapse, but the landing gear steering mechanism broke, and the plane is all grinding and herky-jerky, and the pilot couldn't make it to the gate after landing, so we had to get towed in. This is crazy. Do you know how many views that video has?
15 million.
40,000.
Oh, okay.
All right,
that's
so
a lot.
you're a little high.
Okay, but
You're
still,
a little high. But
40,000 is really
seriously,
good.
that is an amazing amount of video hits. So the video of me, and it's on my Instagram. It's, if you haven't seen this, Certified MJ Radio, and it's the pilot coming on the speaker saying, folks, you might have noticed that we're kind of just sitting here. Yeah, we were all cockeyed, all sideways on the taxiway because the plane broke and the steering on the front landing gear busted. We had to get towed in. So I recorded the captain doing his spiel about, our plane landing gear failed. So I shot the video. It's got 39,900 views, 39.9K, so it's almost 40,000. And that's the first item. But if you look at the second item on my Instagram, this is a vehicle that I saw on the Howard Franklin Bridge yesterday on the way home. And this is crazy. I saw a Chevy or a GMC van. I'm trying to figure out, is that a Chevy? It's either a Chevy or a GMC. They have the same, form factor.
It's the GM van.
All right, so it's a General Motors van. It's a white cargo van.
I can't tell what badging it is.
But this is
the door is ripped off of it.
This is.
Oh my God! What is that supposed to be?
So my caption on the picture, and I took a picture while driving, today's homemade vehicle of the day on the Howard Franklin Bridge. We don't need no stinking trailer. This is a white cargo van. I'm driving home. It's about 10:10 yesterday. I'm headed to X-Force Body to do my Monday workout on Kennedy right next to La Segunda, man. I'll tell you what. Man, you want to see the gun show this morning, guys?
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Everyone, let's go to the gun show.
Yeah,
anyway, thanks to X-Force Body, put me in shape here. So I'm on the way to my my workout session, right? And I'm like, what the hell is that? And as I pull closer to this vehicle ahead of me, I'm like, is that what I think it is? This is a modified van, and it's a white General Motors cargo van, just a regular passenger van or a cargo van that like a plumber or an electrician's going to drive.
Yeah.
And the back doors are ripped off.
I've never seen that before.
So you know the back doors, you got the two doors, one that's fixed and the other one that opens, and then you can open the other one by hitting the little latch there. So the doors are ripped off the back of this vehicle, but he has a rectangular extension that is jutting about 8 feet out of the back of the van. It's a homemade extension for the van.
Is that legal?
I don't think so. I mean, how can it be? But this dude has made a box, like an extension of the van that's jammed into the back because the doors are taken off. And there's this 8-foot, like, extension for the van that is rectangular, that is protruding out of the back of the van and has become a permanent part of the vehicle, all wedged in. And then they put, like, little makeshift taillights, so there are brake lights on the back, on the left and the right. There's even a license plate on the back wooden door of this crazy extension. It is a homemade vehicle. I'm like, what the what?
Wow.
All right, folks, take a look at this thing, and I can't believe this is legal.
Does it hold any weight? I mean, what's in there?
And it's kind of listing to the downside. It's kind of tilting a little bit, it seems, toward the ground. But this is not temporary. This is a permanent rectangular box jammed in the back of the vehicle to extend the cargo area. And it's this homemade, it looks like it's made out of plywood, and there are brake lights on there.
It's a utility trailer box.
It's crazy. Or maybe they took a trailer and they took the wheels off and just wedged it into the back.
How can that hold any weight?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know how
support.
it's anchored. It's in, folks, if you want to see the vehicle that I saw on the way home, which looks like a rolling freaking death trap, the image is on my Instagram. It's Certified MJ Radio. Hey, Andrew, do me a favor. For those that are Instagram averse, go ahead and grab the link and put it up on mjmorningshow.com as well. I am the author. I took the picture. I authorize you to use my picture on a company website. Folks, go to mjmorningshow.com. Go to MJ. If you don't want to check Instagram, it's on my Instagram. If you're on Instagram, go to Certified MJ Radio and take a look at this Frankenstein abortion of a vehicle. I mean, this is unsafe. I mean, how could this be legal? How's this guy not being pulled over? How's this like Department of Transportation acceptable?
I mean, Highway Patrol just lets this guy go by. He's fine.
All right, so
somebody said carpet guys do this to their vans.
Oh,
You saw your picture.
Oh, to get long rolls of carpet in?
Oh, I remember.
Oh, maybe that's it.
You know what? Years ago when I had carpet installed, the guy had it hanging out of the back of his truck, and I was like, hey, watch that.
All right, so on my Instagram, take a look at this Frankenstein vehicle. It's Certified MJ Radio on Instagram. That's Certified MJ Radio. Leave a comment. If you don't follow me, give me a follow on Instagram right now. Certified MJ Radio. And then Andrew will also put it up on mjmorningshow.com. He'll put the link on as heard on the MJ Morning Show. Yes, Roxanne, you're like breathing heavy.
She's gasping.
Yeah, I'm gasping.
You're panting over here.
A texter just sent us a picture,
Yeah.
and guess what?
What?
He found the guy too on Hillsborough and Longboat. Took a picture of him.
He's behind him right now. An MJ
Hold
Morning
on,
Show
right
listener's
now?
behind the guy right now.
Right now? Or is it like an older picture?
When was this? I'll have to tell him. When was this?
Yeah. All right. Anyway, take a look at I got to move along here, and I got to give you the Cash Kitty word right now because it's 8:01. 8:01 right now at the MJ Morning Show, and it is time for... Oh, look her. Oh, my. What the hell's that? All right. Cash Kitty right now. Here's the word. You got a shot at $1,000 right now. This hour's word is reward. REWARD. Text the word reward nationwide to 45,911 before quarter after. You got a shot at $1,000 right now, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myq105.com. So $1,000 up for grabs right now. Text the word REWARD, REWARD. Text it nationwide to 45,911 right now, and you could win. Next one is at 10 o'clock, then noon, then 3, then 5 o'clock. You listen all day. You got a shot at $5,000 in $1,000 increments all day long here on Q105. Good luck. Moving along to phone etiquette. Oh, and good luck to the Rays. Yeah, so the Rays.
Yeah, Major League Baseball playoffs start today.
Yeah, so it's the Rays playing the Texas Rangers.
Yes.
And most of the experts out there, most of like the handicappers, most of the sports gambling experts, a lot of the commentators, they're taking the Rays over the Rangers. So most are saying that the Rangers will lose. You got a 3-game series. You've got first pitch is going to be 3:08 at the Trop. Understand that there's still like $20 tickets available online.
Yeah, tickets are still available to the game.
Yep.
This is the playoffs, people, and it's a 3-game series.
Yeah, best of 3, and then whoever wins the series plays Baltimore, plays the Orioles. And this is kind of interesting. Rox, can I say this on the air?
Yeah, that's fine.
Not that if you said no, I wouldn't. But
I know. It's nothing's going to stop you, right?
But
okay, go ahead.
Apparently, the starting pitcher today for the Rays, Tyler Glasnow.
Yeah.
You used to rent a house to him? He was a Roxanne and Dig Dug tenant?
He was a great tenant, Tyler Glasnow.
Wow.
Yeah, good luck, Tyler.
Wait, so he didn't wreck the place?
No, everything
Did
was
he get
fine.
his security deposit back?
He surely did. And then guess what?
Wow. Yes.
Today is a dueling pitchers. Well, they're not dueling because they're not facing each other, but in a later game, I think it's a 4 o'clock game, the Blue Jays, their starting pitcher, Guzman, he was a tenant in the same house.
Did he play for the Rays at one point as well?
I don't think so.
So
No.
why would he be if he plays
Because
for
Toronto, because spring training down here.
Spring training's in
Dunedin.
Dunedin.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. All right, so the Rays starting pitcher today rented which home? The one on Davis Islands?
No, different home.
What area?
Over in near Froggy's and Kim's neighborhood.
Oh, in Town and Country.
Yes.
All right, and then how long was he a tenant?
I don't know that. I don't know that.
What was the time frame that he rented from you?
A year, 2 years, 5 years?
Could have been what it probably was.
How tough is it? When did he rent?
I'm not the bookkeeper. I'm not the renter. I just know.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Doesn't
just
matter.
say the season. I think he was rehabbing.
Okay.
They rehab down here too.
No, but
So maybe the season.
Is it the last year or two?
Recently, yes, last year.
All right. I didn't think it was too tough to ask like the time frame that he rented. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's not a secret.
Sorry
I
to
just
put you
can't keep
out.
track. I can't keep track.
Yeah, she's not the bookkeeper.
And
All
he,
this.
No.
and he got a security deposit back?
He did. They're both fantastic tenants, and
So
good luck to both
no
of them.
complaints?
No complaints.
How much was the rent?
No clue.
Oh, come on.
Did
None of
he,
your business.
did he complain about the roach issue?
Roxanne and Doug.
Renting to Tyler Glasnow.
Yeah.
Was this the house that Doug had to tent because of the bed bugs?
No. No.
All right, so
no
good luck
issues.
to the Rays.
She knocked on wood.
I did.
I said bed bugs and she knocked on.
I said no issues. What the hell? Come on.
Yeah, so the Rays take on the Rangers today. Good luck, Rays.
I do like this phone call etiquette deal. And then I want to get into Tom Brady because we're finding out the ridiculous money. You know, the FTX trial starts today. This is that whole FTX scam with the whole crypto deal, this multi-billion-dollar company that just totally collapsed.
Like I was saying, it's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff.
Yeah, you know,
Never.
guess how much Larry David made? All right, hold on. The Tom Brady and Gisele Bundchen story, that is crazy cash. Hold on, we'll get to that in just a minute. First, though, here on the MJ Morning Show, we're in the middle of an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. And, folks, I ask one simple thing of you. We give. We provide, we give, we shower you with great MJ Morning Show content every single morning. I just ask that you tell 3 people. It's MJ3 a day. Tell 3 people you listen to the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Make sure you tell them it's 104.7 FM. So 104.7 FM, Q105. Tell folks that you know that you listen. Maybe they listen to a different morning show and just say, hey, give MJ Morning Show a shot. Because, a lot of people know us. The audience is very big, but I want it bigger. Contract negotiations are happening shortly to see if we're going to come back next year. Hey, my contract's up December 31st. Over. So, do we come back? So I'm trying to just juice up the listenership as much as possible. And listen, there are people that used to listen to us that don't know we're back after 3 years. And there are a lot of new people that have emerged in the Tampa Bay market, not aware of the MJ Morning Show history. And if they just knew about us and listened, they'd be hooked and they'd become regular listeners. So that's the whole MJ 3 a day thing, is tell 3 people that you listen to the MJ Morning Show and they should give it a shot.
And if you want to remember that, just remember, what do you do 3 times a day? You eat 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Tell someone at breakfast, tell someone at lunch, tell someone at dinner. Easy.
Okay.
Usually I'm with the same people for at least 2 of those meals.
No, call somebody.
Oh,
Pick up the phone, call someone.
I do like this phone etiquette story. It's
I love
interesting
it.
because you know what? It opens up discussion and debate about the way we use phones today.
Yes.
And full credit to Roxanne. Roxanne found this. Roxanne sent me this link last night. And I'm like, you know what? I like this. We'll spend some time on it. And it's about phone etiquette and do's and don'ts. Now, typically, I don't need people to tell me do's and don'ts. I'm a social encounter moron all on my own, okay? So I don't. Michelle just yelled at me like in the last couple of days about that I'm a social tard. That's
it's a really weird dynamic with you.
Yeah,
I could put you in a little closet. You could talk forever. But
Listen, I might be a little socially awkward at times. Not always, but at times. And this is interesting about phone etiquette. And I'm just going to go down the list here because we'll have a little to say here. I might even take some phone calls.
We should.
On the phone etiquette, and I'll explain you late in a second. The first thing on the list is don't leave a voicemail. And the essential take here is voicemails are dead. Voicemails are kaput, done, finished. The days of voicemails are over.
I violate this all the time.
Yeah, I don't leave many voicemails.
Nope.
When I get voicemail, I typically just hang up. But the take here is that you're far better off not leaving a voicemail, just putting whatever you want to say in text. It's much better communicated. But the only exceptions for the no voicemail rule are calling people who would love to hear your voice no matter what you're saying. I don't know.
I mean, if your mother calls.
That's what it says. I don't. Oh, for like a relative.
Well,
or,
yeah, somebody who you're deeply related to. You
Right.
leave a message. Yeah, you'd love to get a message from your mom or your dad or something like that, or your kids leave you a message.
if you can't get a hold of somebody, one example of leaving a voice message, it would be like happy birthday, something more personalized than a text. But for the most part, don't leave a voicemail. The days of voicemail is over. All right, next, text before calling. Now, this is an interesting one. The suggestion is that before you call somebody, that you should send them a warning text. Hey, I'm going to call you. Or, hey, you got a second for a quick phone call? I want to call you on something. You agree with that?
I don't think you have to do if I need to talk to someone, I'll just call them, and if they can't answer, then they can call me back.
If you need to talk to somebody for something and you just call them, it's Roxanne. I'm not answering that.
Fine.
But then,
Their choice.
But if you need to get a hold of somebody, you send a text. Hey, I need to talk to you right now. It's important. And then I'll pick up the text.
No.
All right, you know what? This is a good one to go to phones on.
Yeah.
Let's go to phones on this one. Do you have a problem with getting just a phone call? Just a cold call. I mean, this was the way things used to happen. It just shows how like social norms and mores and how things have evolved. I think this is a great question. Do you have a problem if somebody just calls you right off the bat, or do you prefer getting a text first? Are you angered if someone calls you? And do you agree with, if you're going to call somebody, give them a warning, give them a heads up via text first that, hey, I'm gonna give you a call real quick, okay? You
But it's
mind?
got to be important to send the text first.
Let's go to phones. 800-990-1047. 812 here on the MJ Morning Show. Let's grab a couple of calls. 800-990-1047. Very simple question. Do you get ticked off if someone just calls you? And do you prefer if somebody texts you first and then says, hey, you mind if I call you? Let's grab some calls on this. 800-990-1047. I never really thought of this, but this is like a new expected norm. And people are getting aggravated and ticked off if you just call them. What's going on? I mean, still, interpersonal verbal communication is still important. And especially with, I think, it happens like we're all Gen X. So everyone on this show is Generation X. Now, my kids are Gen Z. And, for them, phone calls and talking, it's like foreign. It's like all text. It's almost like the voice component, the voice feature on a phone doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I have to tell you something. I think I've shared this before, but people get really irritated at me because I do not even have my text messages notify my phone. Like, I can get texts all morning on my phone, my cell phone. None of them will come through. And as soon as I had kids, I turned that off because I never wanted my kids to be like, oh, mommy's like a dog with, hearing the beep, like, oh, I have a text. I never wanted them to feel like my phone was drawing me away from them.
Before I go to phones on this, one of the other issues is that some people get anxiety and anxious when the phone rings. They're like, oh my God, what's wrong? What's like my mom?
Yeah, I have that too.
My parents are, older. My mom is 78 or 79. My dad's going to be 81 this month. And with my mom especially, if I call her just to say hello, or I just called to say I love you, it's like, what's the matter? I mean, it's like,
Yeah, what's wrong? Why are you calling?
I mean, so that affects my pain. I can't call everything. Something's got to be wrong. What's the matter? Are you okay? What's the matter?
I had a friend.
I'm just calling you.
I had a good friend call me, and I haven't talked to him maybe in a year.
Yep.
And I answered the phone, and I go, who died? And he's like, nobody died. Nobody died. Just called and say what's up. Okay.
But also, if you text somebody, and they point out that if you text somebody and just say, call me, that also might implicate some kind of an urgency and might be unnerving if you just do call me versus, hey, you got a second? Can we talk for a second? Or, hey, if you have a moment, can I call you? Versus just call me. So, you know what? There are like 3 more things on the phone etiquette list, but I want to go to phones on what I think is the most interesting, that you need to text somebody before you call them.
Ooh.
All right, 800-990-1047. That's how you get in. 800-990-1047. What are you oohing over there?
Someone just texted me, did you see that genetic scientists expect humans' vocal cords to shrink because of phones and text? Not ours, not in this room.
All right,
They're
Amber.
expanded.
Amber's in Tampa, first up on this. Hey, Amber, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hi. So I am 26. I'll be 27 next year. I absolutely love phone calls. I love talking on the phone. I love randomly calling my friends and my mom and my husband. And it's like, yeah, I will text every now and then, but it's like, I'd like when I'm talking with someone to be personal. It's like, I don't.
Yeah, well, listen, when you text, and I've had text messages with people where the inflection or the perceived tone of the text is totally misread, which you don't.
time.
Yeah, and I've had like issues like, someone was angry at me because they took the tone of my text completely wrong. Now, Amber, you said you're 26. How old are your friends?
My friends, my personal friends are roughly around my age.
Yep.
My husband's friends are closer to his age. He's 40. He'll be 41 this year.
All right, so you're 26, husband's 40. So let's deal with your friend group first. So the friends in your age group, how many are callers and talkers versus texters?
Most of them only text, but when it comes to me, they'll pick up the phone.
Yep. Yeah. There you go. Amber, thanks for listening. Do me a favor. Tell all of your friends, and hopefully your husband does the same. Tell them to listen to the MJ Morning Show on Q105, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Amber. Appreciate it. Let's grab Nancy in Bradenton. Nancy, you're next on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi. Good morning. I was calling to say I'm old school, and I still think just calling up somebody, if they don't answer the phone, then call them back. You know, I do make a lot of calls for grandparent support group because I have one here in Bradenton, Florida.
Yeah, listen, Nancy, the bottom line is that I've always adhered to the 2-time rule that if you call somebody and it goes to voicemail, that you call back. And then I always call it the rule of twos, and that people that don't pick up the first time, a lot of times pick up the second time, but that's addressed in phone etiquette, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Nancy, thank you. Wanda is in Newport Richie. Wanda, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi. I'm sorry. Wanda's on 3. Hang on a minute. I just picked up 4 accidentally. Wanda, go ahead. It's you now. Go ahead.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey.
I don't mind getting the phone calls. If I get a phone call and I can't answer, I will message somebody and say, can I call you in a little while? I'm in the middle of something. And it's plain, it's simple, and to the point.
Do you prefer for regular communication, do you prefer texting with somebody, or do you prefer actual like human voice contact?
I prefer talking on the phone instead of texting.
Thanks, Wanda. Appreciate it. Jesus is next. Jesus, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
MJ, I love talking on I like talking on the phone better than I do texting, because if you have to explain to somebody something, you have to send this long. And I'm not a really good speller, but my friends also.
Hold on a minute. So you're not going to be in the Scripps Howard spelling bee contest?
No.
You're not going to say, could you please use that word in a sentence?
No, I'm going to say, how can I use it in a felony?
Well, how you can use it in a
sentence.
I got you.
He's actually quite good with wordplay if you're not a good speller.
But also, Jesus, you stir up a good discussion here in the sense that a lot of times you can say something and be more succinct and get to the point faster than actually having to type out some ridiculous paragraph of a text.
And also, MJ, like if you're going to send like a message, somebody will take it the wrong way. Like a while ago, somebody had sent me a message, and I replied, and they're like, "Well, how do you mean? Are you saying it in a good way or a bad way?" Like if someone tells me, basically, "How are you doing?" I'm just gonna put K.
Yeah, I mean it's the tone. Listen,
I love you, Jesus.
Tone and context a lot of times are not defined in a text versus a voice. Jesus, thanks for the call, buddy. I appreciate it.
A quick question for you.
Yeah, all right.
Jesus, are you the Jesus whose birthday's today that I'm supposed to wish you happy birthday to?
No.
Okay.
All right, so it's a different Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Have a great one.
Happy birthday to the other Jesus.
So we have at least 2 Jesuses that are listening to the show.
Right.
It's fantastic.
What if your name was Jesus and you were born like December 25th? That'd just be ironic. Or coincidental. I don't know which one.
It wouldn't be ironic.
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, you can make a case for irony. All right. So
back to phone etiquette.
Jennifer in Spring Hill. Jennifer, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, Jennifer, go ahead.
So a few years ago, my husband and I had all these bill collectors calls, so I changed my answering machine message on my cell phone to read, "Don't leave a message, just text me." Well, now that we're not in that issue, all of my friends and family text. They don't leave a message. They don't call, and they literally say, "I know you hate phone calls, but I wanted to make a quick call. I would rather a phone call, but unfortunately, we normally get the text." So I'm good either way. I do like, I think someone said, to send a text and say, hey, can I talk to you a second? And then this way I know to pick up on the first ring.
Yeah, that's the etiquette. That's the suggestion, is that you don't just call somebody. You text first and say, hey, I'm going to call you, or hey, can we have a quick call? Tell me about the bill collector issue. What kind of debt did you rack up? How much money were you guys owing?
We owed $30,000, a little over $30,000 when we lived in Jersey.
And then you cleared it all up? It's all paid off?
Yeah, pretty much. We, I guess, it's good fortune. I don't know how you want to put it, but and we had some friends that said, why don't you stay with us? And so we didn't have rent for a whole year almost.
Well, that's good. Jennifer, thank you. I'm glad you got everything settled, and thanks for listening.
No, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Let's grab, Kayleen, Lexi, Steven, hang on. And then I'm just going to clear up these calls, Andrew. So no more. Andrew's still screening. I got to move on. I got the Tom Brady FTX thing. First, so let me grab Mike in Clearwater. I like what the comment section says, that a text caused a family feud.
Interesting.
Let's find out.
Mike, are you there? Oh, there he is. Mike, go ahead. Mike, what happened?
About when me and my wife were getting married, we were doing
Hey, Mike, is there any way to pick up the phone? Because you're a little distant on the hands-free.
Hold on a second. I apologize.
We got time, Mike. Just relax.
Go ahead.
Maybe.
All right.
Is that better?
Yeah, a little better. Go ahead.
All right. So me and my wife were getting married on Cape Cod. Destination wedding. All our family was from New Jersey. And we were up there for the whole week beforehand, getting marriage certificate, running around, doing last-minute things. My brother gets up there the day before. Me and my brother don't have the best of relationships, but, we're brothers. But this text message he sent me, because I was handling last-minute things at the reception, got misconstrued because, like you said, in your head, when you read a text message from somebody, you're inflecting the tone that you're used to with them.
Right. So you're like, in your head, you're reading the text message in the way you think they're delivering it verbally.
Exactly. So that night, after the rehearsal dinner, we were supposed to, go out, get a couple of drinks, all the guys, all the people in the groomsmen and all, and my brother didn't show up. And then my wife was also having a panic attack, so I had to go calm her down, and I told my brother-in-law, I said, hey, can you go tell my brother that we're going to go here, here, and here afterwards, just so he knows. I had already told him earlier in the day, but I was going to remind him. He never showed up. I got home about, back to the place I was staying, about 1 in the morning, and there's my brother, my parents, my sisters, all digging in, yelling at me, screaming at me for putting her family first, not listening to them, not caring about their opinions. And
so what was it about the text that caused this feud?
Because the text says, he had sent me a couple of texts saying that, they're up here for me. Why can't I spend time with them? I'm running around doing things for the wedding.
Yeah, it's like you're getting married. All right, so what was the, let's wrap it up here, but what was the final outcome?
It kind of calmed down after a while, but it lasted a few weeks because even when I came home from the honeymoon, I still was getting the cold shoulder from my family.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, what a mess. Mike, thanks for the call, buddy. Thanks for listening. All right. Again, texting and context and, I like, again, a lot of times you can get your point across and get the facts out faster than having to type out a freaking chapter in a book. All right, 3 more calls, then I got to move on to
Can you give me the final word?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure, yes.
Yep. Kayleen is in Riverview. Kayleen, MJ Morning Show, you're up. Hi.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning.
So I'm 37, and I absolutely hate phone calls.
When's the last time you had a phone call other than talking to us right now?
Well, work and stuff's different, but I have a family and friends that are chatty Cathy's, and when I know it's a minimum 45-minute conversation, the whole time I'm thinking about what else I want to be doing.
What? So you don't have the ability just to cut people off, and you won't just interject and say, "Listen, I got to run." You feel like you're trapped and a prisoner to a 45-minute phone call?
If you knew my family, you would understand.
All right. So, Kayleen, with all of your friends, you text, not a lot of phone calls.
Right. And
Do you like to talk when you go out with friends? Do you like to talk at dinner at least?
yeah, that's different. It's in person. But, like, when I'm doing stuff like a text, I prefer because I can respond when I want to. I can stop responding when I want to.
Oh, you know, the other thing is, and I think this might be on the list, that if somebody texts you, that you shouldn't feel compelled to have to answer right away, like immediately.
Well, because it's almost like our manners have gone to the texting person, like,
Yeah.
oh, I've got to get back to them. But look at what a text ultimately is. It's taking you away from the moment that you're spending time with someone in person.
Kayleen, anything else?
Nope, that's it. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks for listening. Tell 3 people a day to listen to the MJ Morning Show, okay?
All right.
Thank you, Kayleen. Oh, she sounds so, man,
I don't know if she's going to help
thrilled.
you.
Yeah, why don't you make some phone calls and tell people to listen to the MJ Morning Show? Lexi's in Brandon. Hey, Lexi.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
We are well, Lexi. Go ahead.
Awesome. I am 31, and I would totally prefer a phone call because I feel like a lot of my friends want to chat about multiple different things, and then you have to keep scrolling up and reply, and they keep trying to change the conversation. They'll do sidebar conversations, and it's just so much faster. Just pick up the phone. We'll talk for 3 minutes. You can change the conversation really quickly and keep going back.
Yeah.
That's a
Or, like,
conversation,
they want
yeah.
to keep texting. Yeah, it just gets to be too much with text.
Great point.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, there's a time for texting. There's a time for talking. Lexi, how old did you say you were?
I'm 31.
And how many of your friends are in the same mindset?
They're all the same age as me, but a lot of them want to text, and I'm just like, I'll pick up the phone. Hey, I'm at Publix. Do you need anything? I know we're having dinner tonight. Rather than like, hey, do you have taco shells? And then you're just sitting there waiting for them to answer your text, and you're standing in front of the taco shells, and you don't know what to pick up.
Yeah, a lot of times you make the call, you get your answer, and get on with your life a lot quicker. Lexi, thank you for listening, and tell 3 people a day to listen to the MJ Morning Show, okay?
All right, I will.
Thanks, Lexi. Have a great. All right, last call on this, and then Roxanne wants the final word. Yes. It's the final word. All right, Stephen in Bradenton, last call. Hi, Stephen.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, MJ. Good morning, gang.
Hey.
Hi.
So, I think it's a call etiquette thing like you mentioned before, and it really depends on who your recipient is. For example, when you call or when you have business owners on the air, you tend to give them a heads up prior to the call, right? But if you're going to call, Chloe or Michelle or something, do you give them a heads up?
No.
I think it's, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so maybe it depends on who you're calling, whether it's a family member or whether it's somebody that's maybe a friend, maybe not as close, or business. Maybe the heads up on the text works, but for a family member, that's kind of awkward. Hey, Chloe, it's Dad. Can I call you? Do you have a couple of minutes? No, I'm just going to call her because first of all, I'm paying the freaking Verizon bill.
Right, but that's like a different. But if you had to call, like, your tire guy, and he's busy. Hey, can I give you? You have time for a call in 10 minutes? I get it.
Hey, thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it. And then Roxanne, you want the final say before I go over a few other items here, or?
Oh no, she wants the final word.
You want to talk right now?
I'll just talk right now.
All right, go
Just
ahead.
get it out of my system. I read this story years ago, and it always stuck with me. It was a study that was done, and they looked at people before they went into a work meeting. So let's picture we're all going into a meeting with Rick, okay?
God.
And
Rick is our program director, operations manager.
And some of the people in the study, they sent a bunch of text messages before they went in. And some of the people in the study did nothing. Maybe they wrote on a piece of paper. Maybe they had a conversation. In the meeting, those who'd been texting had less confidence than those who were not texting. That always stuck with me. The theory was something kind of silly, like just the little letters. I don't know what the theory was. The reason why.
I have no idea.
No. But the point is, it stuck with me that the texting took away their confidence before they went into a meeting. And I thought that was odd. But then I was like, yeah, I don't really. I love the people who text me. I love the information, but I love a conversation like I'm having right now with you, Fester.
Is that the last word? We done with that?
Wrapping this up.
Are you sure? Roxanne has more to talk about, though. Hold on.
Wrapping this up. One of the other phone etiquette items is don't use the speakerphone in public. How many times are you out, you're in a supermarket, you're shopping, and people are just walking around holding like their cell phone in the air with the speakerphone just blaring.
You know why? Because they're afraid of putting the phone close to their head and they don't have their earbuds or they don't have
radiation.
So I had a buddy who would always, especially walk around, and if he was seeing you talk, he would get right next to you and say something about flatulence. He'd be like, I have to
hold on. So if you're
on speakerphone,
so he's in a store. Yeah, I'm in a store. I'm on speakerphone. He'll come close and then talk about flatulence.
And he's like, "Oh man, I gotta fart so bad." And it's like, what? I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You're on speakerphone. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I have really bad gas." And it was hysterical. Hysterical. I love blowing up people.
Yeah, that's very funny. All right, thank you, Fester.
Listen,
thanks, Fester.
Well, it looks like Fester got the last word on it, Roxanne, and my story sucked more.
Now, on to Tom Brady and the obscene amount of money. So we're finding out the kind of money that some of these celebrities made from this whole FTX deal. And the FTX trial starts today. This massive crypto fraud, this Ponzi scheme, this collapse, using money for personal expenses, and I mean the lifestyle. This Sam Bankman-Fried, and we're learning from extensive interviews that this author had. So Michael Lewis is the author of this new FTX book, which actually comes out today, the day the trial actually begins for this Sam Bankman-Fried. The name of the book is called Going Infinite, The Rise and Fall of a New Tycoon. And he was on 60 Minutes on Sunday night, but there are a bunch of stories out there as well. This is what's so dramatic. Sam Bankman-Fried paid Tom Brady $55 million for 20 hours a year of work for 3 years. 20 hours?
Oh, God.
$55 million? What the? Tom Brady made $55 million. Remember, Tom Brady was in the commercials for FTX. He was in that Super Bowl commercial and then subsequent commercials before the collapse. Tom Brady was paid $55 million, a 3-year deal. All he had to do was work 20 hours a year for 3 years, $55 freaking million.
Was it paid in full?
Well,
did he get all the money up front? Because the last 2 years he didn't do any work because the company's collapsed.
Now, the Tom Brady deal, a lot of it was in stock. So, but the question is, do you say to yourself, wait a minute, I'm getting $55 million in compensation and I work 20 hours over 20 hours a year. Don't you say to yourself, or where were Tom Brady's agents saying that something doesn't smell right here? Where were Tom Brady's, business people, business managers? Remember the story that, remember Taylor Swift allegedly was approached to become part of FTX as well, but the story originally was she said no, and then folks were like pouring all kinds of accolades upon her, saying, oh, she was smart, she stayed away. But then it turned out that, no, she was going to do it. But remember, what was the final story?
Was it like her business advisors told her not to?
No. She was going to do it, but I think for whatever reason, the deal collapsed, but she was going to do it. When, in fact, the early stories were that, Taylor Swift was the only smart one out there. But it didn't turn out that was the case. Yeah, so hold on, here it is. Taylor Swift agreed to $100 million deal with FTX before it went bankrupt. Oh, FTX pulled out of the deal.
Yeah, because they were going bankrupt.
Taylor Swift was going to do it, But the early erroneous stories were that, that Taylor Swift's a genius, or all of her money people, like her father, they're all geniuses because they saw the FTX thing coming. No, they didn't. No. They were going to do the deal, but FTX put the kibosh on it.
She would have got the biggest contract of all.
That would have been massive. So Tom Brady was paid, or was supposed to be paid, $55 million for a 3-year deal. Gisele Bündchen, $20 million. So this is when they were still married. So they were supposed to derive $75 million for absolutely minimal work from this FTX racket.
You know what? Do you want to hear Doug's and my Forrest Gump entanglement in this?
What?
How we're related to this?
Hold on. Why am I first hearing this now?
Well, because it just hit me when.
Wait a second. You have some relation to the FTX deal?
I just said in a Forrest Gump way, not. You understand what I mean by that?
I've known that Roxanne, had spent time not too far from SBF.
Did your friend Derek Jeter get roped into this deal?
Of course
not.
not.
Did they even approach him?
No.
Did they approach him?
No. I don't know anything about that, but I know that he would not be involved.
The company went bankrupt
before
they got to his name on the list.
But this is funny. So it just jogged my memory when you're saying Tom Brady and Fester has the screen up and there's a picture of Michael Lewis and Sam Bankman-Fried. So when Doug was down for a site visit at Baha Mart in the Bahamas, it was last year, 2022, April 2022, and that's when they were having the big crypto conference there. So both of those guys.
You mean the author?
No, not the author. Sam and Tom.
Sam and Tom
were at the hotel when Doug was there, and he saw them both.
He saw them. Yeah. Oh,
yes,
really?
So this is like a year ago.
Right.
And then I'm looking at Michael Lewis, and I interviewed Michael Lewis. So this all tied together in a Forrest Gump way, right?
Of course you did.
When did you interview? After 60 Minutes got done with him for this?
No. Roxanne probably interviewed him for Wolf of Wall Street or whatever.
It was actually Moneyball.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's
Moneyball?
what I meant.
Yeah,
Moneyball. Yeah.
You guys aren't the. Yeah.
Here's the thing about Sam Bankman-Fried. At one point, I thought he was like a mad genius.
Well, that's another thing.
And now I realize he is an idiot.
Yeah.
A numerical, awkward idiot of a man managerially
Guess what?
and business-wise.
But that was part of the shtick. So something else that's come out is that his whole disheveled appearance, his crazy hair, it was intentional. He wanted people to think he was like some mad scientist genius.
He's really more of a con artist.
That was all part of the aura and the image that he was trying to build. So he looked kind of crazy. His hair was going all over the place. And oh man, look at this guy. He's like some kind of
like Einstein or something.
Or what's the word I'm looking for? He's some kind of a
savant.
Well, no, there's another. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I can't think of the word that I'm searching for, but that he wanted to present that image. That he was, like this mad scientist type. Anyway, so some of the other money, before I move on here. So Tom Brady, $55 million. Now, a lot of the Tom Brady money was supposed to be FTX stock. And for Tom Brady, that means that, he might have been stiffed.
He might have walked away with next to nothing.
Well,
nothing at all?
How much cash did Tom Brady? See, take the money. Take the money and run. But... so Tom Brady got hosed a good portion of the FTX deal. He got hosed because a lot of the money was in stock.
That's the gamble you take. So if this would have gone gangbusters, it'd have been $1 billion.
Steph Curry of the Golden State Warriors, he was paid $35 million to do about the same amount of work that Tom Brady was supposed to do.
Oh, man.
20 hours a year for 3 years. For $35 million, apparently, for Steph Curry. Larry David, he got paid, and I think with Larry David, he got the cash up front. Larry David got paid. Do you know how much for Larry David to do this in that Super Bowl commercial from a couple of years ago?
Like I was saying, it's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff. Never.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know how much Larry David got paid to do that commercial?
What, $10 million?
Yes, $10 million, exactly.
I'm just guessing.
No, you're 100% right.
Steph Curry, the biggest name in the NBA, gets 35.
$10 million for that little 10-second scene. But I don't think so.
He was right.
That's insane. And then remember, Shaquille O'Neal was all time. And remember, they couldn't serve Shaquille O'Neal the subpoena for the lawsuit.
They tried for months.
Oh, Shaquille O'Neal was dodging the process servers. Shaquille O'Neal was doing everything to not get served with the lawsuit. He was, remember, they were chasing him out of the gates of his, where he lives up in Atlanta area.
Subdivision.
Yeah, they were throwing like the papers at his car.
That does not qualify as getting served.
Yeah, exactly. And then finally,
they caught him on the set of his NBA pregame show.
I think he was walking out of like the TNT studios or whoever the hell he does the analysis for, and they finally served him after like 6 or 7 months of trying to like serve the lawsuit for FTX to Shaq. They finally got him.
Good for Shaq.
But the money is just sick when you look at, and I don't see what Shaq was actually paid. Oh, the Jaguars quarterback, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
he also was involved. He got paid big money as well. And they're all part of, the lawsuits. They're included. A lot of the celebrities have been sucked into this now, because some of the people are saying, hey, we lost our money in FTX. We trusted you.
Oh.
You did not vet it properly. So, a lot of these folks are being pulled into it.
When I was in the Bahamas last month, I was in a cab with a guy. Remember I sent you guys a picture of my cab driver?
With the drug nail?
Yes.
He had like a cocaine pinky.
Do you remember that, MJ? We never talked about it on the show, but when I was down there, I was like, guys, I asked Fester to keep an eye on me because Fester has my location on his phone still. And I was in the cab and I was talking to the cab driver and he was telling me that he lost a ton of money from Sam Bankman-Fried. And that,
oh man, the cab driver got hosed?
And he was telling me about this lawsuit that he's involved with. I don't know if it was against the Bahamian government, but they really pushed everything. They were host to all of that stuff.
They thought this would be the next big thing.
Well, because Sam Bankman-Fried, he was working with the Bahamian government and he was building the whole FTX headquarters in the Bahamas.
Right.
And that he was promising all kinds of philanthropic work and all kinds of infrastructural improvements. And the Bahamas, they're looking at, man, all the revenue they can make off this deal. So they got screwed over as well. They bent over backward for this guy. All right, a couple of things here. You said to me earlier, Roxanne, that, oh, man, it would be great if you tried your first cup of coffee.
Yes, everyone's clamoring for it.
Who's clamoring for me to try my... All right, folks, I've never had a cup of coffee in my life. I have never... I mean, people find this hard to believe. And like, are you serious? No, I've never had a cup of coffee in my life. And it goes back to the fact that my father, at a very young age, 2 years old maybe, tried to give me coffee ice cream repeatedly. I never liked the taste of it, and it just soured my desire. Now, I don't mind the smell of coffee, like fresh roasted coffee or whatever. I don't mind that, but I don't drink coffee. I've never had a cup in my life. So why did it come up that people want me to drink my first cup of coffee?
Well, I'd invite anyone who'd like to follow at Roxanne Wilder on Instagram because I'll do little clips of the show, some of my favorite clips and things that happen.
Oh, that's right. So what was it about coffee that we talked about?
So last week was National Coffee Day. And I brought coffee to work and I really wanted you to try it. Yep. And you were saying, I don't like it because I didn't know how to taste of coffee ice cream. But I, too, do not like the taste of coffee ice cream. But I love coffee. I think you are ripe for being a coffee drinker, MJ. I know you have a ton of energy and you'd probably be a psychopath on coffee, but I think you would be one of those people who likes it for the ritual. I think you should try it.
The ritual?
Yes.
I'm not into rituals.
Yeah, you're totally like a ritual guy. The way you do all your cooking and your glass of wine and your bourbon.
Guess what?
Yes, you are.
Well, Elaine, I was once at a ritual in Fiji.
Yes.
I was on the island of Tanawava Navadavu.
Yes.
And
all right.
No, true story.
I don't know that people are clamoring for MJ to try a cup of coffee.
Check out my IG page, Fester. Yes, they are.
When we all went to Fiji, Michelle and me and the kids, we went to Fiji, I think in 2016, to do some scuba diving on a couple of the Fiji islands. And we somehow went to some village and they do the whole kava drinking ritual.
Right.
Yes.
And they're passing this cup around. And I'm like, I'm not putting my mouth on this damn thing. I got all these other people putting their mouth on this wooden bowl to drink the. I'm not doing that. I didn't drink that.
You wouldn't drink kava after 200 Fijians?
Well, no, these were like a lot of tourists.
Oh, better yet.
But there were some Fijians as well. And no, I didn't put my mouth on this. Not to mention, I read up and people were describing the taste of kava like chewing on dirty underwear. Or
listen, I'll chew in a pair of dirty underwear every now and then. But.
So no, we went to some village, seriously, and there was also like a waterfall, and they were jumping off this waterfall like within 2 inches of huge rocks on the. It was the craziest freaking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, man.
And that was also the trip that we were driving from. It's a Nandi. I think the airport is called Nandi, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And it's on the big Fiji island. And as we're driving like 2 hours north to go to the resort on the northern top of the island to where we were going to scuba dive from, we're on this like 2-lane road, and I see a big billboard, like a painted piece of plywood, and it's like Fiji water with an arrow. And I say to the driver, dude, is that the Fiji water factory? He said, yeah. I said, turn this sucker around.
Let's go.
So we literally drove like a half mile down this road off this little road in Fiji. And seriously, the Fiji water factory. It's like just a metal building. And that's where they bottle the Fiji water that's all over the world. And I'm like, holy crap.
This dump produces all that water?
Yeah, it was just all it is like a hole in the ground. And they bottle the Fiji water there. So,
hey, I just got great news.
What?
Oh, this is awesome. We should do this.
What?
My friend Bimmel from Raining Berries, we will bring the best coffee for MJ tomorrow morning. We will change his mindset.
No. Don't you understand?
Okay, but you love acai bowls from Raining Berries.
No,
they have good products.
The acai, however you pronounce it, the bowl was great. Don't bring me coffee. I do not want coffee.
Do you people have no respect for anybody's boundaries?
I don't want coffee. I'm not trying coffee. But another reason why I'm bringing this up is...
Roxanne,
what?
I said
I just gave him
I acknowledge that nobody is respecting MJ's boundaries about not wanting to try coffee.
What are you
and she's giving me the wave off. She's like, oh, tisk, wave off.
I'm not drinking coffee. All right, so here's the deal. Another reason why I'm bringing
tea for you. Raining Berries is bringing tea for you.
I drink tea.
Okay.
It's
settled.
I drink all kinds of tea. I have no problem with tea.
Tell them to bring me an assy bowl.
Here's the deal, though. One of the reasons why I'm bringing this up is I saw like a little factoid story last night. The average American drinks 460 cups of coffee every year. And I saw that headline, and I'm like, MJ drinks 0 cups of coffee a year. So, all right, when we get back, another long chunk of the MJ Morning Show. There's a dude down in Boca on the East Coast, Boca down in Palm Beach County. There's a dude who owes American Express a ridiculous amount of money on his black card. So you've heard of this Centurion card, the hoity-toity, juiced up black card. I've got some questions. This guy ran up $1 million on the card, and now American Express is suing this guy. I got to roll this button. This is a crazy story. Then, Roxanne, Fester, do you guys yell at your kids?
Exclusively.
Hang on.
Yes.
Oh, we got something very, very important. And then what is this? They're going to try to vilify and demonize manatees with a new movie being shot locally?
What?
Yeah. They're shooting a movie about like this killer manatee. These are the most. This is crazy.
That should be illegal.
All right, hold on a minute. We'll get into that coming up in a minute. And do you remember the woman, the plus-sized influencer that was all freaked out that airline seats and airline aisles need to be made wider for plus-sized people? You're not going to believe this woman's latest crusade. In fact, I'm going to do that first when we get back. You're not going to believe this. This is crazy. And it's next. Don't move. We're loaded in minutes on the MJ Morning Show. And also, don't forget, I got the 9:10 must-hear story of the day, and it has to do with Costco. See, folks, this is a reason why you got to keep listening into the 9 o'clock hour. because our content is remarkable. So someone has attacked Costco, and I am coming to Costco's defense at 9:10, coming up in minutes on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. MJ Morning Show, Q105, 104.7 FM, 903. So we're, 7 minutes or so away from the 9:10 must-hear story of the day. And I am coming to the defense of Costco. I read a story about Costco. And I'm like, what the hell is this person talking about? So I want to set the record straight. I'm coming to the defense of Costco. Which, by the way, I've let my membership lapse because, but I'm going to re-up. It's just that, because I'm not there I know a lot of people go once, twice, 3 times a week. So if it were closer to my house, I'd probably go more often. But, I got to go up the Veterans. I got to get, what is that, where Veterans Ford is? What road is that, Fester?
Lineball?
Is that
Sheldon.
Sheldon?
No, Lineball.
Okay.
So, we just be putting the dealership on a whole different road all of a sudden.
Costco is located at the intersection of Lineball and Sheldon.
No, but Veterans Ford.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Veterans Ford. Yeah. So I get out at that exit, and it's not terrible, but it's not like totally close to my house. But I like Costco. I get the big like pound and a third block of Locatelli Romano, cheese. And, the Pecorino Romano.
Yes.
And that's great for my cacio e pepe. But no, I like Costco for a number of things. But what happens if my card expires and I know that it's a busy summer, I'm not going to be there? I think my card expired in June. And I haven't been in July or August because I'm just busy, travel, doing this and that. So why pay for months on the membership that I'm not going to be there? So I probably am going to hit Costco up this weekend. So I'll probably just re-up. But I need to come to Costco's defense. I'll do that in just a few minutes with our 9:10 must-hear story. First, though, let me lighten around a couple of things, including an update on that plus-size influencer lady. Do you remember that she made a big splash?
She makes a big everything.
You know what? That I didn't intend it that way.
No pools involved.
She did
in
a giant
one.
cannonball, did a big splash. No, this plus size lady who made a whole lot of noise recently, demanding that, and she started a petition online for airlines to make seats wider for larger passengers. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and they're going to take one seat out of every row on a Boeing 737 to have 2 seats. Like every seat's like a first class or business class seat. They're not doing that. I mean, come on. So this woman made noise demanding that airplane seats were made wider. You know what her latest crusade is?
What?
She wants hotels to enlarge their hallways. Wait a sec. I mean,
all right,
how wide do you have to be to make a demand that hotels make their hallways wider? I mean, what this is not some gangway on a boat or something. I mean, this hallways in hotels are wide enough for whatever, whether you're hefty, whether you're wide, whether you're in a wheelchair. Come on. Hotel hallways are not that narrow that you've got trouble waddling down.
I'm a supporter of fat people equality and fat people rights. And as a group, I feel we're discriminated against.
Fester, have you ever had a hallway in a hotel where you couldn't have fit like 3 or 4 of you side by side? Or at least 2.5?
You got to fight the good fight on this one. Don't die on the hotel hallway sword. Airplane seats, I'm with you, big girl.
Come on,
You're right. Airplane seats could be bigger for us chubby people. However, hallways...
If you need a bigger seat, buy a business class or first class seat, or buy 2 coach seats and put up the armrest.
I have a disability. My disability is I love ice cream. Okay, that's the disability.
Guess what?
It's
It's been determined that just because you're overweight and you spill over into the seat next to you, you have to pay for that seat. You can't just say, "Hey, I have a disability. You have to give me 2 seats for the price of 1." It doesn't work that way.
That fight continues against you, APs, average people, and us LPs.
Jaylyn Cheney is her name, and now she wants hotels to enlarge their hallways. Come on. Give me a...
Jaylyn.
You don't agree with this. I mean, what hotel have you been in and you said, oh, man, they really need to enlarge the hallway here?
I mean, Jay Lynn, this isn't your fight. Stick with the airplanes.
Really? Is this the sword you're going to fall on?
Yeah, really? Come on.
This is really your next push is to demand that hotels widen hallways? Oh, yeah, that's ridiculous. So she wants elevators and hallways more spacious to allow easier movement for large individuals.
Elevators, huh?
Really? Come on.
Elevators?
Now, she's a large and in-charge woman, but I can't believe there's any hotel that she has ever had to, squeeze through. Oh, wait a sec. There's video of her online. Yeah, she's had a Red Roof Inn in this video. Let's listen. She's trying to go down the hallway. And there we go. She's trying to squeezing down the hallway. Yeah. That was not a video, folks. I'm making a mockery out of this because this is just ridiculous. I can't believe that's her new. And by the way, she is sitting. There's a photo of her sitting in an airplane seat, and I'm holding this up to MJ TV right now, and she's utilizing her entire window seat and one half of the middle seat on what is probably a Boeing 737 or an Airbus 320 family. So. But still, it's not the airline's fault that you need a seat and a half or two seats.
I mean, it's the airline's fault that they're not accommodating people. I mean, I understand that.
Every time I get on a plane, I just ask myself how people can be comfortable on planes because I'm not I'm a regular person.
Tomorrow is the 220 nationwide phone test with the emergency alert system, EAS. There is nothing to be afraid of, folks. There is nothing to be scared of. There's no conspiratorial stuff here. They're not dispersing nanoparticles to invade your cells and your cortex in your brain. Yeah, seriously, there are all kinds of conspiracy, whacked out things where people think that this big FCC and FEMA cell phone emergency test tomorrow. This is just like a juiced up national Amber Alert where they're going to make phones just probably have that shrieking, shrill tone noise for a couple of seconds. You can dismiss it. It's going to say this is a test of this national emergency system. No further actions required. That's it. It's going to commence at about 2:20 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Wednesday, October 4th, and it's going to be done in seconds. There's nothing to be scared of. Don't buy all the crap and the stupid videos that are popping up on social media where people are talking about, oh, this is just a precursor to them shutting off all our phones when some big emergency happens. No, this is so they can get word out. I'm just not buying into any. Now, do I trust government on every level? Of course not.
No.
I don't. But listen, this is just, again, don't fall on your sword over this little cell phone emergency alert test.
Have they ever used the nationwide emergency alert test before?
They have.
For something that everybody in the country needs to know right away?
You've had state tests. There was some test back in 2011 or 2012. So I don't think it's been done on certain levels in the past.
I mean, regionally, statewide one thing, but a national test where I need to know the same thing person in Montana needs to know right now.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I think they've tested, but I don't think it's happened. There's been no alert.
Aside from a nuclear war starting.
What word is that?
Nuclear.
No, it's nuclear.
Listen.
It's nuclear.
When the roaches are running the place afterwards, it won't matter.
Radio stations, TV stations, cell phones. I'm curious as to what happens with your phone because you have
everything shut off.
Fester has the weather alert shut off, the Amber alert shut off. So I'm curious to see what happens with your phone at 2:20 tomorrow. It's no big deal. It's a test, and it's going to be over before you know it.
I have the silver alerts shut off, too.
All right, Costco, 9:12. 9:12 at the MJ Morning Show, and I'm going to come to the defense of Costco. I read the dumbest story where this woman, Brooke, is attacking Costco. And I'm like, what the? I mean, this is not a Costco problem. This is your problem. You're the dummy here. And I felt like my brain cells were dying as I was reading the story. So the headline, which captured my attention, And I don't own, full disclosure, I've got no stock in Costco. I've been a member on and off for years. There are a bunch of things that I do like at Costco. You know, I don't get there as often as, I would like to, probably, for the benefit of my yearly membership fee. But I saw this headline, and the headline was this: joining Costco is the worst decision I've ever made. Here's why I canceled. You should too.
Okay.
What the?
That's aggressive.
Well, it is. It's very aggressive. All right, listen to this. This is what she writes. Brooke Cato. Costco may be one of the most popular brands in America, but one disgruntled former member couldn't. I'm sorry. Brooke Cato wrote the story, but the person that attacked Costco, her name is Sarah Sedgey. All right, so I want to get it straight. So, in an essay which this Sarah Sedgey wrote for the Insider website, she's just ranting and just blowharding.
About what?
On her experience with Costco, complaining that her attempts to save money led her to wasting her hard-earned cash and turning her into an impulse shopper and a pretty bad snacker. That's not Costco's fault. That's your fault. Control yourself. Buy what you need. A long time ago, I learned Costco discipline, or Sam's Club discipline, or BJ's discipline. You gotta have discipline. You have to know how to control yourself on impulse buys. So this woman, because of her deficiencies, she's blaming Costco. It's all their fault. Some members love the big box store so much, they've catered their weddings with Costco food, blah, 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 blah. So this woman, Sedgey, Sarah Sedgey, goes on to say, quote, at first, being able to buy in bulk helped me plan ahead and stock up on supplies and personal care items like toilet paper, she wrote. Then she continues. But she says that it turned out to be a massive undertaking because of the quantities that you had to buy. And she says that she was often forced to store her Costco deals wherever they would fit.
Yeah, Costco's not for everybody.
Listen, no, you could just buy what you need. Don't overbuy. She's complaining about buying certain items and that she became a bad snacker. She's just complaining about I don't know what. She'd say, she wrote, I'd often grab something because I thought it was good to have on hand, only to never use it. I still haven't used the big pack of canned tomatoes I bought in 2022. Why is that Costco's fault? It's not, you moron.
Sounds like there's a little bit of a lack of accountability here.
Yeah, it's not that place's fault.
It's not Costco's fault.
Yeah.
Costco's harmless here. It's not Costco's problem that you don't know how to buy stuff and you're buying a huge pack of canned tomatoes in 2022 that you haven't used yet. How the hell is that Costco's fault? My God. What else does this Sarah, what else does she blame other things in life on? Does she project everything? Is everyone else at fault for every action she makes?
Yes.
Well, apparently so.
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
sure she's a treat to have as a family member or a friend.
I mean, she has plenty of tomatoes to bring over if you need that.
She works from home. Then also she had access to the huge, giant piles of snacks she bought. Again, control yourself.
Yeah.
And just because you buy a bunch of snacks doesn't mean you have to eat them all in one sitting, you dope.
Nope, all 24 bags of cookies.
Yep.
One sitting.
My fault.
My worst offense, she wrote, was having to replace a massive bag of Halloween candy that I picked up in September because we whittled the whole thing down before the holiday came. Why is that Costco's fault, you dumbass? You bought a huge bag of Halloween candy in September, but you ate it all before Halloween, and that is Costco's fault for what reason?
It's like this. She gets pulled over. You've been speeding in a school zone, 40 and a 20. Well, guess what? Somebody made this car so it's able to travel 40 miles per hour.
She writes, I've since let my Costco membership lapse and found that my pantry and kitchen have become better organized and less overrun with stuff. I am still finding bulk buys I've never opened. What did you buy? Again, this is all personal issues and problems. It has nothing to do with Costco. Costco is not holding a gun to your head saying, buy this 36-pack of canned tomatoes.
All right.
Buy this 12-gallon barrel of mayonnaise. What do you do?
You have to have a discipline and a plan for everything you buy from this store. Because if you're going to buy 12 cans of enchilada sauce, you better have plans to use it.
I want to take a side of beef from the Costco meat department and whack her over the head with it.
One of those big 10-pound tubes.
The ribs or the giant rack of ribs or whatever.
You see that tube of chopped meat?
I'll tell you what else I saw, that Costco's selling little 1-ounce gold ingots.
Really?
Yeah, did you see this?
That's cool.
Yeah, they're like selling out.
Is it a good price? How much?
No, it's it's like, I think I saw it was like $20 below spot. So it was. Yeah, I don't think it was. Gold is high now. Gold's like knocking on two. Go to Google. Gold's like $2,000 an ounce now. Yeah, folks, don't forget we have another pair of Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets to give away before the end of the show. So I could actually do it here, or I could wait till the end of the show. Oh, hang on a sec. Andrew's telling me that gold is now, as of yesterday's close, gold. Oh, wait a minute. Andrew told me $18.41 an ounce. And
I typed in just price of gold. This is the first thing Google spit out.
Yeah, right now, live gold prices. You need to go to the Forex exchange. Yeah, do you have that? Yeah, go to let's see. So gold right now, spot gold, right now, $18.28.
It's down.
Yeah, $25 an ounce right now. Yeah, so, but gold is still high.
It's a lot of money for gold.
I mean, I wish I would have bought a ton of gold when it was $2.80 an ounce. Remember, gold was like $2.80, $2.50. This is just like, I don't know, what, 17, 18, 19 years ago? Now gold, knocking on $2,000.
All those radio commercials of those guys, buy gold.
Yeah.
They might have been right.
Well, but they're still telling you to buy gold at $2,000 an ounce.
Buy gold now. I'm like, no, not now.
Yeah. But the Costco lady, I want to run her over with a whole train of Costco shopping carts that they collect in the parking lot.
Right?
Yeah, I just want to ram it into this one. What is our problem? So, again, I've got no relation to Costco. I own no Costco stock. I don't always like waiting in the gas line. So sometimes when I go to Costco, I'm like, the gas is really cheap at Costco. But, is it worth waiting behind 35 cars? Yeah. Well, also going Saturday morning at like 10:30, 11 o'clock is probably not the best time to do it. And now with my schedule, I could probably hit Costco up like, I would imagine like maybe a Tuesday or a Wednesday afternoon at probably 1:30 in the afternoon is probably a good quiet time.
To save $4.
Oh, it's more than that.
20 cents a gallon times 20 gallons?
Well, in some vehicles, it's more if you put super unleaded in or whatever. All right. So I'm done with my Costco rant. But that woman, I mean, really? Attacking Costco when everything you've listed is a personal discipline problem, you dimwit? All right, 9:21 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, it's the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show. You know what I'm going to do right now, though? I'm going to give away the Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets right now. Yes, I shall. Yeah, they're going to be at the Amalie Arena December 23rd. Always great reviews. It's like a hell of a show they put on. Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Let's go with caller number 35. Caller 35 right now, 800-990-1047. And you will win a pair of Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets for December 23rd in Amalie. Caller 35, 800-990-1047. Good luck from the MJ Morning Show on Q105. All right, when we get back, I didn't get to the American Express deal. This nut racks up $1 million. I got some questions about American Express, about how they operate, and I'll explain that in just a second. Also, yelling at kids. There's a movie being shot which is going to make like manatees, like some evil, crazy killer man. I don't understand this. These are docile little creatures. We got to address that. Did Did you see like the super wedgie that happened at Disney?
I did.
Yeah, I've been holding on to this story for a couple of days.
You've been holding it up your butt.
Yeah, exactly. I've had the story jammed up my butt like a wedgie, and we'll get to it next. We have a lot of stuff in the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show in minutes here on Q105. Stand by. We are back in minutes. Now, if you... Before I forget, I want to have enough time for this. That story of the missing 9-year-old girl up in New York State is remarkable because when that story broke, and I said to Michelle, "Oh man, these stories do not usually end well." Well, this one ended as good as it possibly could, other than if the girl wasn't abducted off her bike. Now there are a couple of deals. This is up. Is this like north of Albany? I think it's upstate New York. And this 9-year-old girl was like camping with her family at Moreau Lake State Park on Saturday. And there's like a camp area loop. It's like, I guess you pull into the camping area and there's like a loop. And I guess there are different camping sites and you pull your RV or whatever your camping apparatus is. You pitch your tent and there's like a loop, a little road. And they allowed the 9-year-old, I guess the final little bike ride, they let her do it by herself. She was monitored or was riding with family previously, and they let her do like the last little loop on her own in this camping area, and she didn't come back. She just vanished. And it's like, holy frig, you know? I mean, what a nightmare.
Can't even think about that.
Charlotte Senna. Am I pronouncing Sena? 9 years old, and she was, feared abducted. Worse, I mean, who the heck knows? She was found alive, and the suspect that was arrested has a history of sex abuse in custody. This nut, the guy that grabbed her, left like a ransom note at their home. And the cops were able to get fingerprints off the ransom note, and he obviously has been arrested in the past. They got a hit on his fingerprints, and they knew exactly who it was. Some degenerate, some sicko by the name of Craig Nelson Ross Jr. And his fingerprints were on the ransom note. But she's in good health after she went missing during this bike ride. Man, this... What's that other song? Who did that? Safe and sound, I mean, thank God. I mean, because Michelle and I, when this story first broke a couple days ago, we're looking at each other. We're going, Oh, my God. This is not going to have a happy ending. And it did.
Thank goodness. Thank God.
Yeah, so Fester's on Google Maps right now. This is like north of Albany, right? It's up 87, not far from Glens Falls. Yeah, so it's north of Albany, right off of 87. Oh, you know what? It looks like it's not far from Saratoga Springs. Yeah, Glens Falls, Saratoga, it's gorgeous up there. It's a nice part of the country up in New York State there. But there was an Amber Alert that went out for the girl. The mother is like freaking out. The family. I mean, talk about a happy ending here. You know, in a situation where you've been abducted, this is the best possible ending. I hope this monster didn't touch her or, do anything like, really sick. But the girl's alive, back with the family. And this dude hopefully goes to prison for the rest of his life.
Absolutely.
And doesn't get some kind of lame-ass Well, this is up. They tend to be a little tougher the further north you go versus like around New York City and some of the stupid lenient judges you get down there. So anyway, just a positive outcome for a really bad story.
Positive outcome, but still a stressful story.
Oh, no doubt about it. Absolutely.
Okay, give us something happy.
Fester sent me a story last night. Cinnabon is giving away free baked goods for a week.
Oh, that's happy.
Yeah, right.
All right.
But then,
hold on.
Then Fester had a note attached to the story he sent me.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea where a Cinnabon is located. Which
where are they?
I usually
Can you name one?
I think there's one at iPlaza, right?
Aren't they typically malls and airports, right? I think you see them when
Is
you're
there
walking
one at the
next
airport?
to next to the Hudson News in Atlanta. I don't.
Yeah.
Dude, why don't you Google it?
I never saw.
Or DuckDuckGo it.
Cinnabon locations.
Just type in Cinnabon and it'll generally give you geographical locations. So
What? Cinnabon. Ooh, there's one inside the Flying J
on Sly.
That's
the Flying J Travel Center on East Sly.
That's way the hell out in Seffner.
Is that like off of I-4?
It's like it's exit 10, but it's inside a truck stop. It's not a real Cinnabon location.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen like a freestanding Cinnabon storefront. One Cinnabon location in Tampa. This is not even saying International Plaza.
I feel like I've seen them in the mall before.
You got that cookie cake place.
Yeah. Son of a... If anybody knows where I can get a free Cinnabon.
Yeah, so the deal is Cinnabon announced they'll be celebrating National Cinnamon Roll Day, which is tomorrow, October 4th, with a buy one, get one deal that extends beyond the holiday. Anyway, October 2nd through 8th. Customers must mix it. Anyway, there's a whole thing here, but
I don't care what hoops I have to jump through.
Go to a truck stop in Seffner or wherever the heck this is. Or it actually says Tampa. It says Tampa 33584.
Okay.
Can you show me on the Google? Go scroll up.
Yeah.
Hit the map. Click on the map.
It's by the big Travel America.
Oh, it's the Travel America. Yes.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the street.
Yeah, it's right off I-4.
Yeah, Gator Ford's over here.
It's like behind. You have Gator Ford, then it's like behind that Bob Evans, and the Cracker Barrel and Bob Evans are at that exit, and it's back in that truck stop.
Right.
All right. Well, there you go, Fester. So now, listen, you go that way to go to General RV to your real job.
I hope they're honoring this free Cinnabon sale because I'll be pissed if they don't.
Let me tell you what I'm pissed at. Now, I like the fact that there's going to be a local monetary impact for production costs, hotels, food, craft services, all that. But do we really need a movie that's turning a docile manatee into like a killer face munching creature?
No, we don't.
Yeah, this is a little weird.
Because you know why? Aren't we trying to protect manatees?
Yeah, I hope
so we
people
don't need to demonize them.
I hope people don't get all angry and want to like attack manatee. Listen to this. This was in the Tampa Bay Times yesterday, and they note that an application for a $100,000 Hillsborough County film incentive has been filed for a movie called No Wake Zone, and it's scheduled to film for about 13 days come January and February early next year, and it's about some kind of a manatee that gets mutated and terrorizes the Tampa Bay area. Do we need to vilify and demonize these cute, cuddly, endangered species that, have prop marks in their backs? I mean, really?
Yeah.
And are having trouble foraging for vegetation these days?
So essentially, it's like a manatee
hey,
jaws?
Exactly. Aren't manatees having a tough enough time versus having like a killer mutated manatee movie? Do they like suck people's heads off or something? Or what?
They move so slowly. How can they be that aggressive? They eat lettuce.
Yeah. Listen, I'm all for local film production, but I don't know if we want to turn, a manatee into like Shark freaking NATO,
I mean, we have to think about the consequences, the unintended consequences. That would be the equivalent of like making a movie about Chuck E. Cheese and he's, an axe wielding, knife teeth, teeth for knife.
And giving kids rabies and
Yes.
Hunta virus.
Yes, and then what's going to happen? Parents, kids are all going to go after Chuck E. Cheese when they see him in the restaurant.
Isn't Hunta virus from like rat poop?
I think it is.
Wasn't there like a big outbreak in the Southwest years ago? Festa, go to Google, type in Hunta virus.
H-U-N-T.
No, J-U-N-T-A.
J-U-N-T-A.
Virus. Yeah, Hunta virus. Yeah, you spelled virus wrong.
Sorry, Google corrected me.
Yeah, a genus of single-stranded enveloped negative sense RNA viruses in the family of. Oh, geez, I just need does it come from rat poop?
It's a family of viruses spread mainly by rodents.
Yeah, rodents.
It's caused a variety of diseases.
Yeah, the Hunta virus.
So this movie, it's supposed to be like a Sharknado.
Oh, wait a minute.
Heart.
Is it Hunta or Hanta? Hang on a minute. Go back. Did I botch it up as well?
It says H-A-N-T.
Yeah. Hunta or Hanta. I think both are acceptable.
We'll call the CDC later.
Yeah. All right. I think so.
It is an H. Maybe I was right.
I think it's not J-U-N-T-A?
No.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of a Hunta.
You're thinking of Juanita virus.
Maybe,
which is totally different.
Maybe I'm wrong. All right. So the name of the production company is from Sarasota. It's called Toxic Pictures.
Okay. I want to know more about it, is what I want to know.
Hey, Toxic Pictures, do you want me to do the voiceover for the trailer? In a world where manatees are evil and will rip your face off. From Poisonous Pictures. I'm sorry, Toxic Pictures.
Yeah, you can't get that wrong.
Yeah, they're going to spend around $800,000 in Hillsborough County. They're claiming they're going to need 637 hotel room nights.
You rent 50 hotel rooms for 12 nights.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay.
So, but for the movie No Wake Zone, I hope it doesn't put like cast an evil pall over the cute, endangered, docile manatee, Yes.
Well, they did it to the Pooh characters. Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That was weird.
Yeah, but Winnie the Pooh is fictitious. I mean, manatees.
Yeah, they're real floating.
Yeah. If one manatee got hurt because of this movie, I'd be really pissed off at this Toxic Picture place.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, I'm getting a text. Buddy of mine, Sean, just texted me.
What did he say?
There's also a Cinnabon at State Road 52 and I-75 in the Flying J. Oh, that's the exit for the Dade City Gun Club that I belong to. Yeah.
Wow. I have a lot of options if I want free Cinnabons and visit truck stops.
So, listen, I hope they, don't disparage manatees too much. And, manatees, like I said, are having a tough enough time, without like demonization or villainizing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but I think a Hunta is like I think I might have conflated. I think it is hantavirus, and Junta, I believe, is like a militant group. A Junta. Hang on a minute. A Junta, a military or political group that Fester's brought up the definition. Yeah. Okay. So I was wrong. Fester was right. It's Junta.
A military or political group that takes over a country.
Yeah, a junta.
It's like our founding fathers.
Yeah, so
would have been juntas.
My apologies for the misinformation. I don't understand how American Express lets this occur. How do you let somebody run up nearly $1 million on a credit card? So this guy, apparently a doctor out of Boca Raton, has run up a $936,000 American Express bill. He had one of those American Express black cards, which is called the Centurion card. How do they let him, how many months of non-payment do you let this guy go on and on and on till the break of dawn?
So I had a friend who added a black card once. He's not a friend anymore. He ditched me. But he said there was no limit on it. He could spend anything he wanted on this card, and it would be approved.
This dude, a Boca Raton ophthalmologist, allegedly owes American Express almost $1 million now. They just filed a lawsuit against him in Palm Beach County Circuit Court. They say that he owes American Express $934,455.92. Oh, the last activity was a 45-cent credit. 45 cents.
I'm going to return this stick of gum. Just put it back on my black card.
I'm just curious how the heck American Express lets it get that far with somebody not making a payment. That doesn't make any sense to me. All right, the wedgie. You know what? I'm going to save the wedgie for tomorrow, but just quickly here. Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, they're facing a lawsuit because of an injury due to a super wedgie that resulted from a woman riding a 214-foot water slide in Typhoon Lagoon in Lake Buena Vista. And the incident took place in 2019 on the Humunga Cowabunga water slide.
What a great name.
And she got a Humunga Cowabunga wedgie bobegie. Anyway, listen, we gotta dive a little deeper into this thing.
I don't know if I want to dive deeper into a wedgie.
I want to dive deeper into her crack a little later on. We'll do that tomorrow.
Hey, we have something else big coming up tomorrow. So, MJ, whenever you want to have that pre-show meeting, you and I going through what you are and are not allowed to say during my segment tomorrow.
No, I don't orchestrate stuff. Sorry. All right, so Roxanne has the story she's been holding on to for 2 months that she finally wants to tell.
And I flashed you some notes.
All I see is scribble. 7:45 tomorrow morning on the MJ Morning Show. Roxanne's going to have a story that she's being very protective of. So
why the huffs and puffs, Fester?
What's it going to be?
I'm bringing content.
A very conditional content.
Folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. You want to get a hold of me? I'm MJ at MJMorningshow.com. My Instagram, give me a follow, is at Certified MJ Radio. And let's be careful out there.